the airwaves. No show intro today. Apologies. Right whenever it came time to fire it off, it completely froze and got the P team scrambling early this morning, but let's do this thing. Happy Thursday morning to you. I'll say it again as we inch closer and closer to football season. John Reed, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba, and Josh Lovitz. Hope you're having a great start to your morning, a better start to your morning than Bubba is. Bubba now has a lot on his plate to get figured out over there. Let's go, big dog. Hoo, 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 hoo. Are we on video? Do we know if we got the video fired up? Because that computer kind of froze up at the same time too.
It says we're live.
Okay, we're good there.
It's still saying the connection's been lost, but it let me start the stream. So
okay.
Hopefully we're good.
All right.
I'll check Twitter right now.
Streaming computer looks like it's working.
It looks like it's on.
Okay.
Based on a quick look at the YouTube.
Is this thing on? All right.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we're live on Twitter. We're good.
Okay.
Can I just punch this thing?
No, don't do that. No. Don't punch the computer, Bubba. That's a bad idea. Don't punch it. No.
Do you remember how Cody fixes this microphone?
No. I just know he starts twisting it. Is it messed up again?
Yeah.
I don't know why you in the drive.
It's Russell.
Yeah.
And Russell even talks about it on his show. He's like, Cody's the only guy that can fix this microphone for me. But still somehow, I guess Russell being 6'11", he's got to put this thing up a little higher.
All right, we'll see if you can figure it out.
Jesus.
I never touch this microphone at all.
I try not to touch it
other than the bass. I slide the bass. I don't touch the actual microphone. I feel for you guys over there that keep herking and jerking with it.
I'd love to help, but I really don't know what he's even looking at. So
yeah. We'll see if Bubba sets anything on fire. Sam, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing pretty solid. Maybe did something a little bit psychotic last night, but I actually loved it. I went out to eat at one of my favorite local establishments. We walk in. It was clearly everyone else's favorite local establishment for the day. It was pretty much jam-packed. Probably only had I don't know, I'd say 30 people in this restaurant max. 30 to 35 minute wait. So we were like, let's just order to go and not sit down. Ice cream restaurant right next door.
It's not bad.
We got ice cream as an appetizer.
Okay.
We were just like,
that's respectable.
What's a better way to kill 30 minutes than just go get yourself a little cone?
Made the time go by quicker.
Absolutely. And honestly, probably didn't eat as much ice cream as I would have if I ate ice cream post dinner.
A little bit healthier for you.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get a single scoop in the smallest cone they got. Hold me over a little bit. Been an ice cream shop I hadn't been to, so I found a new ice cream shop, and I had ice cream as an appetizer. I felt like a little kid again. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it's pretty solid.
I can't complain.
Yeah, no. Do you mind me asking which ice cream spot it was, or are we gonna hold off on that?
No free pub, Josh.
Okay.
But honestly, I don't remember the name of it anyway. It was next to one of my favorite hibachi places, if you want to try and guess a little bit on that. But, this or there. And then this morning, I think I witnessed an 11-year-old driving a car, and he was scared for his life.
I mean, if I was 11 and driving a car, I would be too.
He didn't look like he even was close to having a permit. But he had 5 people in the car. He had a full back seat, someone in the front seat. And this kid looked like he just got out of 5th grade graduation.
Do you have a nice car?
I would assume his mom had a pretty nice car, yeah.
Was he riding with his mom? Was his mom in the front seat? Or
it seemed like it.
Maybe just a fresh 15-year-old with a permit, maybe? I don't know. I saw a video over the weekend where there were some kids that had stolen their parents' car and ran it into a pole, and the car was facing straight up, and the back wheels were on the ground, and it was late at night, and the kids are some woman stopped to try to help them, and then she's videoing them because of course everyone videos everybody, and the kids are oh my God, we're in so much trouble. We stole our parents' car and we wrecked it.
Honestly, this kid looks like the guy that I would have expected to go and do that.
Just riding around. You know, I used to take my Moss car back when I was young, but I'd at least wait till night. I wouldn't do it in the middle of the day. Credit to that person for being willing to get out and just ride around.
Honestly, yeah, I did respect it a
morning.
little bit. Just 8 a.m. traffic. Like, you got to go out there and you got to make something happen, I guess. You got to throw them into the fire, throw them in the deep end and see if they can swim.
Bubba, I'm going to skip you for now.
So he's going to skip you for now.
I'm going to skip you for now, Bubba, and check in with Josh. Josh, top of the morning to you.
Say morning, boys. No, I'm doing pretty good. It's Spider-Man day for me, so vibes are high waking up. So hopefully that carries out through the rest of the day. We got through a full practice yesterday. No tornadoes yesterday to report of, so that was good. Had a pretty good day, honestly. Offense was looking pretty crisp, so
love that.
Happy about that heading into the scrimmage Friday.
I was going to say first scrimmage is when? Friday? Okay.
Friday. Yep.
What time is Spider-Man?
9:30.
At night?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
9:30. Well, we practiced from 3 to 6, and then I got to come back, try to get a quick lift in, and then head over that way.
This movie's going to be at least 2 hours, right? They're all
it's 2:20, yeah. I don't mind staying up, though. I can be up and function on not as much sleep. I mean, I did it for 4 years playing college football, having to be up at 5 a.m. every day, so I'll manage.
9:30, so really this is going to start at 10. So it's going to be over about midnight 30. Your adrenaline's going to be running. This guy ain't going to go to sleep till 2 o'clock.
I'll be out by 1:30.
We'll see.
So I'll tell you tomorrow.
With the adrenaline. I rewatched the last Spider-Man.
No Way Home. I rewatched that 2 nights ago.
Just the nostalgia bait. Just nonstop of like, oh, here's this guy. Oh, here's this guy. You remember him? Awesome. I will say, when seeing like the new Spider-Man come out with like a 98% Rotten Tomatoes, I think I'm annoyed by that. Not that I don't think the Spider-Man is going to be good. It's not necessarily personal against Spider-Man. It's just that I feel like every single new release now comes out like in the upper 90s or like mid 90s of Rotten Tomatoes.
We're not a hard enough critic anymore. Or?
Well,
I disagree with that entirely. People love to hate on stuff.
No. I think if it can, withstand that over the first couple weeks, okay, then it's a legitimately great movie. I'm just talking about the 95. When I get the tweets, that's like, oh, it debuted with 98%. I'm like, okay, that's because probably like, for the most part, I don't want to say they're bought reviews, but also at the same time, they're getting early screeners for a reason. It's kind of how I feel. I don't know. I just feel like it's a new marketing ploy is just to be like 97% in early reviews.
I don't know. I've seen plenty of movies debut in the 60s, 70s. So
not recently. I don't feel like. Which ones stand out recently for doing that, other than like the ones that just are too above saving? Like maybe like Supergirl like was above saving.
I mean, that was one that came to mind. Jurassic World last summer was one I was very much looking forward to, and one I very much enjoyed. But it debuted, I want to say, like in the 70s. So
yeah, which I feel like that was probably, if you go back and look, it's probably gone down below even 70 at that point.
Probably so.
Yeah, I just don't like when they started incorporating Rotten Tomatoes in the marketing.
I am with you. I think you got to wait a week or two before you can start doing that, because then if it holds up, then you can be like, oh, it's whatever percent.
Or at least to like when the public, can get out and start reviewing it.
Have they been incorporating it into the marketing for this movie already?
I don't know about in this particular case, but I'll see it in movie trailers every now and then where they're just like at 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like asterisk as of 5/12, and it's like releasing it.
Well, yeah, then I just wouldn't put a whole lot of stock into that. But if it's a movie that's been out and they're trying to get you to either go see it again, or if someone's been on the fence about going to see it since it came out, then I'm cool with it, because it's been out a couple weeks. It's stood the test of time as much as it could for 2 weeks, and then people might go see it.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'll make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it today. It's opening day. I don't think that'll happen. But
so the theater that I'm going to is completely sold out.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean 9:30. It's big time there. I typically, when I do go, try to get in there by like 6, so I'll have some luck usually. But
if I didn't have practice today, I'd be going at the 6 o'clock showing. But I gotta manage that. So.
Yeah. Well, Sam, anything to report? I missed your tidbit.
I was just saying that I had ice cream as an appetizer for dinner yesterday.
Oh, no rules, man. It's part of being an adult.
Yeah. It was awesome, honestly.
I love ice cream. Rocked. I would eat ice cream every day if I could.
You can.
I mean, I can, but I can't at the same time because I would just get so fat.
I mean, one thing that I do is my family has recently purchased the Ninja Creamy.
Okay.
So you can make the protein ice cream that's
Yeah.
like less calories, a little bit healthier for you.
No,
You could eat those every day.
I don't want that. I want me a chocolate ice cream with a big warm waffle cone every single day of my life. That's what I want.
I've got one of those creamies. It's
they're
fantastic.
pretty nice. Yeah.
It takes a little too long. Like, I don't like that you got to make a mix and then you got to freeze it for 24 hours. Because I want ice cream instantly.
Yeah,
like
I'm with
99% of the time I have ice cream.
But if you just prepare yourself and just know ahead of time, you're like, all right, we're going to have ice cream tomorrow. Or it's just an everyday thing for you and it's just part of your routine to make one, then you can do it.
When I go to Kroger, John, they've got great deals for like just a tub of ice cream for like $2. And you can get like the no sugar added or like maybe frozen yogurt if that still tickles your fancy.
I try not to buy too many sweets at the house just because I've never really been somebody that can save it for a long time. Like if I've got something, I pretty much use it. And then if I don't have it, it's okay. As long as it's not around, I'll be all right. Like if I have if I have like a sleeve of cookies, probably going to eat all those cookies in like a day and a half.
Kind of the same way.
If I have ice cream, I'll probably eat way too much ice cream and then keep, picking at the ice cream. Because then I tell myself in my head, well, once it's gone, we won't buy anymore and it'll be okay. Like we'll start the diet. We'll do this, this, and this. So like having the ice cream in the house, that's like a loaded gun. I got to keep it away from me. But like when I drive past, like Brewster or something, like, okay, a little treat, maybe I'll stop in. But it's more of a hassle than just walking to my freezer. Plus, I do think for me, don't get me wrong, I love ice cream. In a bowl, it's still great, but I do love it in a cone. To me, it goes up a level in a cone.
And you can't exactly recreate cone magic at home.
No.
There's something about just going to a place and getting a cone that's better.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Bubba talked about safes on overrated, underrated. Should we do like dessert safes for people?
What is that?
You have a problem like eating too much of your ice cream at a time. Like what if we just put it's basically like a cooler, but it's just like
a cooler with a lock on it?
Yeah, you can put
Who the hell has the key? Me? Is this just another step of guilt? Like I have
Rachel?
I have to go through. That's just going to lead to a fight when I'm like, give me the key. She's like, no, you said no matter what, don't let you eat the ice cream. Give me the key now. No, I'm trying to protect you. Key. The problem is she would eat it. She likes it too. So she
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. He would lose it. He's blind now, but he is bouncing around better. I will say.
Let's go.
At least the temperament is almost restored. But like he was just jolly trotting and then ran right into the door. And I think like a lot of times when I take him outside, we leave the door like cracked so he can kind of just push it open. But this time it was shut, so he ran to try to push it open and just thud. And I don't know if it was because he was blind or because he trusted it was going to push open.
Probably that.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit of both, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Kind of funny, though. Bubba, how are we looking over there?
This thing can go to hell.
Are we prepared to go
Sounds like it's working, though.
Yeah.
It's up now.
All right, so we're prepared to go to commercial break if we have to. Everything's good over there?
Yeah.
All right, good job. Did it ruin your morning? You good?
No, I'm great. It may have ruined other people's because I was just unplugging stuff. So there's a chance that microphones could have been cutting out at random points in time.
I don't think so. I don't think the microphones are. I don't think anything's connected to that computer other than the system. But good job by you.
Bad job by me.
Bubba looks so nice.
This happened on my watch, and then now
it didn't happen.
Deal with it too. It's a poor. It is what it is now. It's over and done.
Always
with.
been the board, Bubba.
We missed the intro. It's no big deal.
And you were the one who got it up and running. That was all you.
You're actually the hero.
Yeah, but then
brother.
I forgot to hit a button though, which is I was trying to cover it up by saying I unplugged it instead of saying, "Oh, I forgot to turn your mic back on when you went over there."
It's fine.
We talk for like 15 seconds.
None of that's going to register an hour from now. No one's going to remember that.
I'll remember.
Well, yeah, you might, and the podcast people might hear some stuff, but like, okay, 4 hours from now, like, it'll be fine. We had a little bit of an obstacle this morning. We stepped over it. We didn't get to hear the intro. That's cool. It's no big deal.
So guess what? We'll hear tomorrow.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds.
Maybe we play at the beginning of hour 2, just in case people want to hear it, get their day started. It's fine. You did good. You look so 1999 right now, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sam, I know you weren't around at that point, but that's what 1999 looks right there.
I wish I was around if that's what 1999 looks like.
The little sweater with the shirt under it, with the backwards hat. This is 1999 staring me right in the face right now.
Is he got his backwards hat on, or
It's
has he got his
brimless.
brimless? Yeah,
It looks back.
brimless,
It could pass for backwards. When we get to the front of it, we'll see that there's also no front. But for the purposes, it looks backwards here.
I feel like a brimless hat would have played in 1999 as well.
Probably.
Let me ask this though:
Depends who wore it.
Why would you wear a brimless hat?
Ask Bubba. Look at it.
Looks
pretty damn sharp, if you ask me.
Fashion.
Because it's cool.
Branding.
I just honestly had never seen a brimless hat before.
Cool.
You ain't never met a man like Bubba.
That's just a very good point.
You've never met a mother bleeper
That's
quite like him.
When you want your head protected from bugs and stuff, but you don't want it to just.
Is that why you wear hats, to protect your head from bugs?
I actually don't like stuff in my hair.
Okay.
Like on my scalp. So
yeah, I guess it is. I've never thought of it. I mean, it makes sense. That's why I wear helmets, like to protect my hair and stuff and skull. But I don't think I ever put a hat on and be like, I'm going to protect from bugs.
like when doing yard work and stuff, like I hate grass just blowing all over me. So it's
See, I'm the opposite. When I do work, I can't wear a hat. The people that wear hats in the gym to me are crazy. Either crazy or crazy insecure. I don't know.
Oh, I wear a hat in the gym.
Is it because like you are afraid of like your hairline or something? Because I mean, it seems like you got a nice head of hair.
No, it's not that. For me, I just kind of like getting the hair out of my face.
See, to me,
so when I do that,
to me, when I had hair, even now without hair, though, like when I start sweating and the hat starts digging in and getting wet, I hate that feeling.
bandana.
I could wear a bandana. I'm not a bandana guy.
the headphones also fit a little nicer when there's a hat on there as opposed to when there's not.
Okay. I disagree with that too. Like maybe it's because my head's big. So like when I have a hat on, I ain't got a lot of room to spare. But when I go headphones, like I don't, that's not a good feeling for me.
See, I don't mind it. I think it fits better with a hat than when it doesn't.
Yeah, with all due respect, though, your head's not very big.
No, it's not.
It's a good size head. I mean, you got what, just one notch gone on the snapback. So you got most of them still remaining, just one gone.
Yeah.
I'm too old now, Bubba, to become a bandana guy. Had I been doing it, since
it's never too late to be a bandana guy.
Since the mid-20s, like my mid-20s, I could be bandana guy, but I can't strike up big.
If anything, you're too young. You need to grow out like a goatee, and then you can start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair rebuttal, Bubba. That's a fair rebuttal. Maybe I have to be 50 before I become bandana guy. I could either get in on the ground floor, or I got to wait till I get to, the age that Hulk Hogan looked his entire life, which is like 50. Fair enough. But for now, no bandana guy. Yeah, I hate sweating in hats. I hate it.
I don't like dripping sweat, though, like off my brow.
Yeah. Almost these days, the only time I wear a hat is if I'm going to be out in the sun and I need to protect my head from sunburn. Like I'll still wear, a hat sometimes just if my hair is growing out a little too long. Save your jokes. I just mean if it's a little frumpy, if it looks a little mangy, I'll put a hat on.
See, if I'm trying to protect my face and neck from the sun, I'll bucket hat it. That's what I'll do. Like that's become a staple at practice is I'll wear a bucket hat.
It's not really a bucket hat. It's more of like a lawn hat that kind of looks like a bucket hat, but it's way bigger than that. It's just kind of like the woman gardening hat, if you can picture it. I got one of those.
Bucket hat's a strong look for an assistant coach.
Oh, yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I'll start calling him Bucket. Coach Bucket. It's good branding. Bubba, send us to break. We'll come back. We'll see if we can get in and out of this. We'll see if Bubba ruined the station. Find out during this commercial break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
It's a huge weekend at Covenant Health Park with your Knoxville Smokies. They're kicking off the weekend and helping the fight against breast cancer. Join us Friday and help us paint the park pink. Saturday, your Smokies pay tribute to one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. And Sunday, we end the week with our day game of the week. First pitch is at 2, and after the game, your kiddos can run the bases. Weekend plans. Check. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Now, Bubba, I know that sometimes I don't see everything you post on social media, but I don't think I've seen any of your training montages yet. You're playing the Rocky music. I believe I was promised some Rocky training montages. Weren't you talking about running upstairs and how he was a hero and all of those things just a couple days ago?
I never clarified at what point in time we would see this.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to make sure I hadn't missed anything yet.
But yes.
Okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What a great song. What a great song. Legend. Rocky Balboa. Something that stood out to me in those movies was just how hot and sexy Sylvester Stallone was, you know, how strong he was, the muscles popping. It reminded me of Derek Owings and the pictures they dropped. Felt a little weird seeing all those pictures hit the timeline at one time last night. I will admit, though, the first one I saw was Deshaun Bishop, as Derek Owings posted, you know, just a photo dump of Instagram on his player's transformation. The first one I saw was Deshaun Bishop, and I did think it was photoshopped at first. Like, to me, that is the transformation of Bishop just stood out.
That's funny you say that, because one of my, in this group chat that I'm in, these pictures got sent, and a buddy of ours that is like a Mississippi State fan was responding to us and was so adamant that these were AI and not real. And we were like, you can scroll through the other pictures. I know Deshaun Bishop looks like an action figure right now, but the other pictures are also there.
I will admit I thought it was AI at first too, just because I didn't see them come from, you know, Tennessee strength coach Derek Owings. I didn't see it come from his official account first. I saw it just like circulating on like Twitter where people were sharing them. And I was like, these look fake.
See, I saw it first from his Instagram.
Yeah.
So I knew from the get-go that they were real. I didn't know Deshaun could get any bigger, to be honest with you. I mean, that was insane.
Dumb question, I acknowledge.
I think he's just dehydrated. I don't think he got bigger.
Well, a dumb question, and maybe Bubba just answered it. What makes the veins pop out in those, like, because I mean that to me stands out in just his picture, looking at it now. Like, before and after. And the after, he's much more vascular. Like the veins are popping, and it definitely makes you look tougher.
Fresh pump.
And stronger.
Yeah, those were definitely post workout, so he had a pump going.
So just
more blood flow. Yeah.
Fresh pump. Okay. My veins don't do that. Maybe I'm too fat. Maybe I got too much fat covering my veins. I don't know. But when after a workout, my veins don't get to popping like that.
I just want to get on Coach Owings' fitness plan.
On one hand, I think he could make a killing if he would just sell.
I'd buy it.
A regiment to Tennessee fans. I understand he probably doesn't want to give away his secrets, but you would. It would be kind of cool if he was just hey, for $6.99, you can get on my weight. What
would you pay per month to get in that workout plan and then also eat down at Smokey's Dining Hall?
That's probably a big part of the
success. I think that's a very large part of it as well.
Yeah, eating good, but I mean that could be a part. $6.99, you get the workout routine. $12.99, you get at least the meal plan schedule. We're not going to cook for you, but hey, here's what the boys are eating. I do think that could be a way to.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
because then you just make it yourself. You can sprinkle in a little bit of your own taste into it.
You mix in some NIL opportunities there. You find somebody to sponsor it. Hell, I don't know. A place there's places that people at the gym go to buy food. Like Clean Eats comes to mind, where you can go and get meals, and find a partnership there where they're giving you the football bowl for $100 a month or whatever it'd be. I don't know.
Maybe I'm outing her a little bit, but I did tweet these pictures out yesterday, and I said this makes me wonder what the hell our old strength staff was doing and our team nutritionist liked to post.
Oh, no.
But maybe she just walked into this and she goes, man, this job's going to be easy because this is a blank canvas, and we got the best strength coach in the country that can just transform 20-plus players onto our team and give them at least – seemed like every guy on our roster was gaining at least 13 pounds of muscle.
Well – yeah, he goes out his way to clarify. Yeah, 13 pounds of lean mass. Anybody can gain weight, but they can't gain lean mass. So, the boys are getting bigger, faster, and stronger. But I will say it's something that makes obvious sense, and it's something that when you hear, you'll be like, oh, yeah, no duh. No doy. But it makes me wonder, why the hell it took until this year for it to happen. But I don't even think it's fair to necessarily blame the last nutritionist. Because that person was in charge of the whole damn athletic program. It took until Derek Owings, and it took until this offseason for them to be hey, no, we're going to hire a girl that's just football. To me, that's dumb. As much money as they, print over there on the campus, and as valuable as football is and how important wins are in football, you should be looking for every type of advantage. So of course it makes sense to have one person dedicated to feeding the football program and not worrying about what the basketball team's eating, or the baseball team, or the rowing team, or the tennis team. Hey, football. There's 100 guys over there, give or take. Worry about feeding them. Worried about worry about what each player needs to hit their goals. So-and-so's got food allergies. Okay, take him out back and shoot him. But we got other people that need to gain mass. This guy needs to cut up a little bit, blah, blah, blah. It makes perfect sense that you would just give one person that duty versus hey, do football, but also worry about, 300 other athletes. Seems unserious when you think of it in that way, right?
Yeah. I'm glad we switched it up.
No, for sure. Whenever you hear that, you're yes, that's brilliant. But then you stop and think, it's why the hell were we not doing that beforehand? That it makes me wonder, just why that went on for so long and why no one stopped and thought, was it always suggested? And we were just we're too cheap. And it took until we went 8-4 last year and we're breaking down and didn't look fast and strong at the end of the season and got our ass kicked twice in the last 2 games that mattered before Danny bent the knee and was okay, fine, here's an extra, $100,000. Give or take for whatever. I don't know how much money that girl makes, but $60,000 to $100,000. Go fix this. We opened up a spot for her. Because if it was, you know what? Getting your ass beat by Oklahoma and Vandy might be worth it in the long run if it took you to buy in and be serious moving forward. And the pictures hit the timeline, and you did have a couple national media members take notice. Wilt Fong, I don't know if he's just trying to grift and stay in that Tennessee algorithm because, all of a sudden he's writing the DJ Jacobs to Tennessee. Yeah. I saw him doing an interview. It was DJ Jacobs to Tennessee is real. That's a big threat. And then he hit the timeline last night with Derek Owings might have been the most important hire of the offseason.
I don't think he's wrong, though. I mean, I think Derek Owings is the most important. I said it all summer. I think he's the bigger hire than Jim Knowles.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think when you see stuff like this, and look, I know that strength coaches and those changes are catnip for rednecks. I get it. But damn it, I'm a redneck, and damn it, seeing those boys and their muscles shining and all that girth and sweat got me fired up. Way more fired up than seeing, Jim Knowles' wedding pictures. Give me the actual, like, the muscles and the glamour and the toughness. Felt really weird looking at all those pictures. Scrolling, I was like, this is weird. I'm going to keep scrolling. I don't even know who that is, but he looks strong.
Too much meat on your timeline?
Yeah, that's why I'm getting weird stuff on my algorithm. Like after that, they're like, oh, this guy likes shirtless men. Here we go. Here's some more beach pictures. I said, no, I don't like shirtless men.
Gotten onto my algorithm after looking at these.
I just like Tennessee players. I don't want shirtless men. No, stop.
Maybe that was just this, straw that broke the camel's back. You've been looking at too many shirtless man pictures, then you look at these, and they're like, all right, we're putting it in his algorithm.
I watched that video. I don't know if you watched that video a lot, but I was watching the video of the kid saving that kid's life. Did you watch that video, the lifeguard?
I did see that, I think.
But did you watch the video? Pretty crazy video. An honestly absurd video as like this, 11-year-old kid, I don't know how old exactly he was, but he's a kid, is drowning in these crazy waves. Absolutely crazy waves. And then this 16-year-old lifeguard's out there fighting just through these crazy waves to save these kids' life, save this kid's life. So he was shirtless, so maybe that was part of it. You didn't watch that video enough. I watched it a couple times just to really feel the emotion. Then I was kind of like, okay, can you get off the damn camera and go help? But then other people tried to go out and help, but the waves were just knocking them back. They couldn't really get out there. Crazy video. And I hope that kid gets, some nice rewards for that. Restored my faith in humanity a little bit when you see things like that. Then I read the comments, and it was just a whole bunch of bots like, they called us toxic masculinity. Well, now look, this is what masculinity is. Like, can we not just enjoy a moment without arguing with people?
Well, Kodak Black action.
Can we not all just say, wow, that guy saved someone's life? This is amazing. Good job by you, buddy. It's just people arguing in the damn replies. Gross. Deshaun Bishop, Bubba, up 13 pounds of lean mass.
Big, bad, Deshaun Bishop.
Bigger and badder. Yeah, you thought last year was big and bad. Wait till the sequel, buddy. The bigger, badder Deshaun Bishop might be coming.
The small thing I like about these photos is how some of the guys get the ink. And it's like, I wonder what would cause this guy to get this tattoo, this chest piece right there.
I did notice this as well.
You wondered what would what the story was, or just
no? I mean,
like, oh, this guy found some NIL money here. He spent $1,500 on this new tattoo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I didn't know if you were pocket watching or just wanting the story of why that symbol. What does that mean to him?
Pocket watching.
Yeah, you don't want to be pocket watching. Don't worry about their money. Don't worry about their money. Sam said Derek Owings was a bigger hire than Jim Knowles. I do think you'll see that in year one. And if it's the case in year one, it'd be hard to convince me that it changes. You know what I mean? I think you'll see more improvements aesthetically, with the proof of the pictures. And then I think you'll see, product on the field be much better later in the season. Because, Ohio State fans, maybe it's sour apples, but they've been saying it for long enough that, hey, year one of Jim Knowles doesn't go well, per se. That was before the whole, we took DGG from him, they hate us now. But, they were trying to say that before. And, sure, they just don't seem to like the guy, which is weird because he helped win them a national championship. But I do think there's enough people that say that about Jim Knowles as year one, of it being a little too complicated for new guys. It takes a couple years to learn it. Now, I hope that he's dumbed it down a bit. And that really year one's just hey, we're gonna keep it somewhat simple and just really rebuild everybody's fundamentals. You guys missed too many tackles last year. Our defensive backs were not interested in tackling last year. We're gonna fix that. Because I think if you just fix that, that's a 10, 15% improvement of your defense last year, which I think would be obviously very, very welcome.
Well, I think he's got two things working for him. One is he's got guys coming with him
Sure.
already, and that's going to help out with the verbiage and helping people get up to speed. And two, with how bad that defense was last year, kind of the point that you were making, you kind of only get better. A 10-15% increase probably bumps us up from the 100th best defense in the nation to 75th, 70th.
Yeah, like I didn't have as much of a problem with the defense as everybody else did last year.
Oh, I did. It was awful.
But I maintain that you're going to get a pretty big improvement just if you can stay healthy. Like just whatever defensive coordinator was going to be here, if you have actual legitimate starting cornerbacks, because you got lucky with Colton Hood, but then you had two other guys go down, and you were just always kind of scrambling in the secondary. Your safeties kind of stunk. That's just been Tennessee's MO. That was one thing that I think that like the Tim Banks criticism was always fair. Even when the defense was good in 2024 and, he was up for awards, you still looked at the safety play and was like, God bless Will Brooks. He gave you everything he got. But, like, is this really the best we could do at this high-dollar program?
Well, you had Jacoby Thomas, too. He's a really good player.
Yeah, but, he was barely, utilized at Tennessee. To the point where Tennessee didn't view him as a worthy person of paying to retain. He got a bump in pay and was gone to Miami, and then balled out at Miami. So like the talent was there, but like Jacoby, if you go back and look, I don't think his snap count was high enough. I don't think he was.
No, it absolutely was. He was somebody I wish played way more than he did, because I saw how good he was when he got to play. Anytime he was on the field, he was making plays. Miami sure as heck saw it and went and snagged him.
Well, I do think Jacoby Thomas, I do think he balled out at Miami to a level that I didn't think was on the table for him. I do think he exceeded those expectations. But what I said when he left was like, this is at least one guy that I know that likes to tackle. And that's rare in a secondary. Like every now and then you get those crazy safeties that just want to hit and go up there and blow people up. And I do think that's important for a defensive mentality. And I do think that was the thing that was lacking the most last year, other than like, Jermod McCoy and Ricky Gibson was like, hey, we don't have anybody in the secondary that seems like they want to hit. And at times our linebackers didn't seem like they necessarily wanted to hit hard either, or at least could get themselves in position to hit hard. So I did miss Jacoby Thomas flying around like a missile.
I thought it was speed. I thought our team was just flat out not really the team that's in better shape down the stretch in games. Third, fourth quarter, you didn't feel like, when other teams are giving it their all they got, it feels like Tennessee's just coming up short a little bit. And I think that's obviously what Derek Owings was hired to come in here and do. Speed's his whole thing. He talks about it. He's, everywhere he's gone, he's transformed those teams. And, that's what I said a few days ago, where it's just like it's not, obviously Cignetti's a massive part of that, but like he turned those James Madison athletes into something that, goes into the FBS level and turns some heads really, really quick. And then you go into Indiana. I'm sure that's not the cream of the crop in terms of all the athletes that you're bringing into the Big Ten. I'm sure Ohio State and Oregon and Penn State's got, more athletically gifted players in their locker room, but Derek Owings comes in there to Indiana and immediately changes the complexion of that team as well.
There should be plenty of good athletes at Tennessee, though, you know what I mean? Like Owings should be able. It's not like he's going out and trying to sculpt a whole bunch of like 3-star losers. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's some elite talent there that he can hopefully tap into and transform.
But he created non-elite talent into a national championship winning program.
Yeah, and now he's starting with a better baseline than he did at Indiana. So
it is important to remember in this offseason, like just the level that you brought in to upgrade two positions. Because, like I said, I wasn't as hard on the defense last year as most people were. I thought our offense let us down more times than people would admit. But, like, even I would say, hey, just the prestige upgrade from Tim Banks to Jim Knowles, that's noteworthy. Going from a guy that, has been solid at Tennessee, but doesn't really have any hardware, doesn't have any championships, of course, to upgrading him with Jim Knowles, who, for the most part, everyone kind of acknowledges is the top, or at least one of the top defensive coordinators in the country, who has won a national championship in the last 2 years. To me, that from a prestige standpoint is undeniable. And then on the other side, you bring in the strength and conditioning coach of the team that just squeezed every drop of talent out of, a group that had them wired to be bigger, stronger, or at least like stronger and faster at the end of the game. I don't think they were necessarily bigger than anybody, but they were stronger and faster at the end of the games, and just won a national championship. To bring him and infuse him into your program, that's a prestige hire. So, like, it is important to remember you did completely upgrade this staff. And that was one thing that, pretty much everyone was on board with at the end of last year. Regardless of how you felt about Heupel. Some people were more down on Heupel than others. Some still believed in him, whatever. Even the people that really believed in Heupel would be like, yeah, I'd like to make a couple staff changes, though. And you did that. And you went out and hired 2 national champions. And I do think that should be talked about whenever you're looking forward to this season. It might not pay big dividends in year 1. It might be a year 2 thing. I don't know. But I do think there's a chance that Tennessee really outperforms their projections, and it would be because of those 2 guys in large part. And Faison Brandon, who is up, according to Derek Owings, 19.5 pounds of lean mass. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Talking about beefy, shirtless men here on Fan Run Radio. Tennessee's November is going to be an important part of their story in 2026. You know, last year you successfully navigated your way to November. That was kind of our goal here, was just get to November and have those games matter for the playoff race. That was the goal last year, right? We kept saying that. Just get to the Oklahoma game. Yeah, you might lose at Georgia. Yeah, you might lose at Alabama, but just don't take that third loss before Oklahoma. Let's set up a big home game and a potential finish where you could beat Oklahoma and beat Vanderbilt and get to 10-2. That was the goal. You got to November, and then, you got smacked by Oklahoma. And, of course, we know what happened in the finale, where Vanderbilt kind of embarrassed you. This go-round in 2026, it feels like a similar goal to me. And I would even go a step further, like get to November 14th. I don't want to say just get to November, but like get through.
Yeah, get to game 10.
Yeah, get through your bye week. Get at least game 9, I would say, of like at Texas A&M. Like, have a chance for that to still be for you to still be alive in that game and a chance to go get a big-time resume win, a big boost. Because winning at Texas A&M would be a good national win. That's when people would take notice in, assuming that they are what they're projected to be.
Is after A&M not just LSU and Vandy, or is there?
No, it is. Yeah, no, it is. But like that's A&M's game 9. So like, if you're telling me you want to get to game 9 with only 2 losses, okay. If you're telling me you want to get to game 10 with only 2 losses, that feels like it's going to be possible, but a lot tougher. Whenever you look at Texas.
Well, if we got 2 after A&M would be game 10. LSU would be game 11. Vandy would be game 12.
Okay, you're saying. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking. Okay, yep, I did that math wrong. Thank you. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 11, 12, 10. Yeah. Whoops.
But I mean, we're saying the same thing. Get to the A&M game with 2 losses.
Get to the A&M game with 2 losses. Yes, correct. We are saying the same thing. I just can't count. I'm just a moron. I'm a big, stupid idiot. Anything else you want to say? Big doofus. Yeah, that's me. Uncle Fester-looking mother bleeper. Don't laugh at that, Bubba. Just put a light bulb in my mouth. Better yet, put an apple in my mouth and then put me over a fire and just roast me like a pig and eat me. How about that? Lather me up in oil and come change my diaper.
Let's wait till October 10th.
I'm the roast. I'm the pig for the Arkansas roast. But get past
Kentucky.
Get past Kentucky. Get to A&M with 2 losses, and just have that game.
Just give yourself a shot.
Matter, right? Where if you win that, you probably move inside the playoff, like in club. Like if you win a road game at Texas A&M, that might be enough to kind of boost you up. To me, I think that's a realistic goal for this season.
Well, if you're 8-2. Heading into the LSU game,
sure,
it's probably getting you a primetime spot in game day here.
Sure, yeah. I mean, assuming that LSU is
does what they should do. Yeah,
if LSU is somewhat in the mix, because I mean, there's a decent possibility that LSU game is a playoff elimination game, for sure. And look, when I say get to A&M with only 2 losses, that to me is kind of the bare minimum. That's with you losing 2 home games at Texas and Alabama. And I do have to say that right now I would be pretty disappointed if you lost both of those games.
That's what I was going to say. I'd like to go into that game with 1 loss with the ability to kind of drop one on the road at A&M or lose one at home against LSU and still feel like you got a chance to go, be 10-2 with a chance to go put it, get into the playoff basically at Vanderbilt, hopefully.
With the 2 losses, I guess I was leaving a little bit of wiggle room that you might drop one at Arkansas or you might drop one at South Carolina. But
then you have to beat either Texas or Alabama,
right,
to make that happen,
right,
or to allow yourself to have that wiggle room.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. Like I'm not necessarily saying you have to lose the home games. Maybe you win 1 home game, but you have a road loss. Like it's possible. But like if you win all your road games, if you don't stumble against Arkansas and you don't stumble against South Carolina, 2 teams that you should beat. But like, look, we've been Tennessee fans long enough to know that like out South Carolina, we got some demons there.
Well, and that roster's really talented too.
Sure, but especially
at least their star players are.
Yeah, especially when Tennessee has something to play for. Like, hey, going to South Carolina has been a little tricky for us.
At least it's not a night game though. That helps.
Do we know that for sure?
Yeah.
It's a noon game?
It's a 3:30 to 4:30.
Okay. So it's an afternoon game.
Afternoon, but it's not a night
sure?
game.
Okay.
Yep.
Not noon, but in that 3:30, 4:30 window. Okay, that does. It's not showing that right here on ESPN, but I know they have already released those times on other sites.
I'll fact check myself, but I'm pretty certain that it's in that afternoon window.
Well, that would make me feel good if that were to be the case.
Yep, afternoon window, 3:30 to 4:30 kickoff.
That does. Hey, I don't want to go to Columbia at night because the two times we did stumble in 2016 and 2022, of course, those were at night.
I know those two places we don't have great history there, but like I'm kind of, I don't know. When we're here in year 6, this is one of the talking points of like, I'm fed up with being like, okay, we can lose one of those games. We can drop it. I'm not, if you only go on the road twice in the SEC before November and it's Arkansas and South Carolina, I'm expecting you to be 2-0 in those games. So the first year head coach and a guy that's probably fired by then.
So you wouldn't, would you or would you not lock in being 7-2 going into Texas A&M?
No,
you wouldn't lock that in. Okay, or 7-2. I'll do that math wrong again. I'm 6-2, 7-2. It's the 10th game, John. Figure it out.
Yeah, we'd be 7-2 going into it.
Just work with me for a second.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm roasting over the fire. I don't know if you remember. It's hot in here. Like, so you're saying you would not lock in 7-2 going into Texas A&M? Okay, and I don't necessarily disagree. Josh, are you locking in 7-2? No, Bubba, are you locking in 7-2 going into Texas A&M?
Yeah,
you'd lock that in.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
It would be tough to lock it in for me because
there's too many tests in between. You got to go on the road to Georgia Tech. You got to go on the road to Arkansas and South Carolina, and don't look past Auburn.
See, those to me, when you say those, like those are tests in the sense of like you got to make sure that you do.
They're pressure games because you got to win them.
Yeah, I don't want to say like do the bare minimum, but like it's a test in the sense of like, hey, you've had a week to study. As long as you do the bare minimum of studying, you should be able to at least make a B on this. And if you actually like take the time and do your job and like don't take it for granted, you should make an A and avoid every slip up against Georgia Tech, Auburn, Arkansas, and South Carolina. It's kind of what Sam's saying with year 6. Like if you just handle your business and you play like a good team, you should win all those games. You should
win all 4 of those games.
And then it would be tough for me to lock in losing either one of those Texas or Alabama games, or losing both of them, I should say.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. But I think it's more likely you beat Alabama than it is that you beat Texas.
Sure.
I don't think you go out and you make Derek Owings the highest paid strength coach in the country and go get Jim Knowles as your new defensive coordinator and say, you know what, like maybe Auburn does slip up and beat us at home. Like that's unacceptable.
Yeah. I think of the ones we mentioned, I mean, I guess is South Carolina the most
scary?
Well, I was going to say that, or just is it the most acceptable one? I mean, I know it's still not going to feel good, but like that's probably the one you look at and say, okay, that one at least makes the most sense.
You're just saying road games?
Yeah, road games. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would definitely say South Carolina before that A&M game, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd agree with that. And then as far as road games, I'd say Georgia Tech after that.
Okay. See, I'd be pretty disappointed if Tennessee lost to Georgia Tech.
Oh, I would be too.
I don't. To me,
I'd be disappointed if Tennessee lost to South Carolina.
Sure, but I'm saying the Georgia Tech one, like to me, is
losing to Georgia Tech in week 2 is a season ruiner.
Yeah, it'd be so deflating. And like, I understand it could be like, hey, it's Faison Brandon or George McIntyre, whichever one's first start, and I get that, whatever. But then I think I'd be coming out of that like, man, how did you not get a transfer quarterback? Like if the quarterback position's why you lose that game to Georgia Tech, and your quarterback just completely, pees all over himself, the conversation would be, how did you in today's age end up with a freshman quarterback? How did that happen? So for that reason, it would be to me, I don't want to call it catastrophic, but damn near it. Sam called it a season ruiner, and that feels like catastrophic, but like it'd be one of those things that you'd be really, really, really behind the 8 ball, and you'd have to really rally and fix things to try to salvage that.
I mean, if you lose to Georgia Tech, you will lose to Texas at home, so you're 2-2 in your first 4 games, and then you're staring down the barrel of, Auburn coming into town, and then you got to go
down the barrel of a Smith & Wesson.
Yeah. Then Bama would come to town. You still got to go to South Carolina, to A&M. LSU comes.
It'd be a vibe ruiner for sure. It'd be a vibe ruiner for sure.
Say we'll find out what kind of football team we have week 2. I can tell you that. It's not going to be the finished product of the team that we see when they hopefully peak in early November or late November, but we're going to get a good indication of what kind of team this will be.
And then, with the Derek Owings conversation, if you can get to November with a chance, you hope that kicks in and that you are better equipped to handle some late season pressure situations. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some news. Stick with us. Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville. You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Join us for the 3rd annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th at Covenant Health Park. Come hang out with the Fan Run crew and arrive early to pick up some swag as we watch the Smokies take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas on a Thirsty Thursday, featuring half-price draft beers all night long. It's the 3rd annual Fan Run Night with the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th. Listen to Fan Run Radio for details on how to score free tickets.
not going to do any of that, right? He's just done with basketball.
No, he's done.
That's
Yeah,
kind of the way.
He's not doing the big three.
Not going to do the big three. Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
He looks like ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, he does. But man, it was electric being in Dayton, Ohio, and watching him have that big baseline dunk.
Well, and seeing just his progression over the course of his career was really cool. Would you say it was Jemai Meshack-esque, where he kind of started off as a defensive specialist and kind of built an offense? He built more so of an offensive game than Jemai did.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a much more talented offensive player than Jemai Meshack was, but the same way that they had similar roles, right, where they were designed to go out there and get stops. And that was Josh Richardson's time at the beginning. But then towards the end of that 2014 season, when Tennessee made the run to the Sweet 16 and kind of salvaged a really rough stretch for Konzo Martin, Josh Richardson was one of, if not the most important parts of that.
Him, Jordan McRae.
Yeah, but him taking his game to a different level offensively kind of changed the ceiling of that team. And then, his next year, him coming back and I guess doing it with Donnie Tyndall. I mean, he went into, I believe, a 16 points a game score, kind of turned into an actual go-to option. But I'm trying to look right here at his game log that year. So I mean, just that stretch starting against Iowa, whenever it was the first four in, scored 17 points in that game. That was huge. 15 in the first round against UMass. 26 against Mercer, and then 19 against Michigan. That was a really, really nice stretch for him that kind of got you, one or two plays away from going to a damn Elite Eight and maybe going to a Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, we were a bad charge call away from winning that game. That's one of my earliest Tennessee athletics memories, is that Michigan game in the Sweet 16 from that season.
Yeah, I was there. In attendance. I thought maybe Jay Rich was going to get us to the end, but that damn charge call.
But good player, heck of a career. Most people don't make it 11 years in the NBA and earn that much money. So.
Nope. I mean, just kind of by default, he's one of the best Vols we've had in the NBA, at least since the 90s. Post Allen Houston, I mean, you could say that Josh Richardson's only trailing Tobias Harris. CJ Watson had a good run too. I mean, I don't know if Josh Richardson. I'd probably put CJ Watson ahead of Josh Richardson, probably. But it's close. It's close.
It's pretty close. I mean, over the course of his career, he averaged 11.5 points a game.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Sam, do you have anything nice to say about Josh Richardson?
Great career.
Yeah.
Shout out ASAP Rocky.
I don't know if it is fair to say CJ Watson's ahead of Josh Richardson or not. Probably not, actually. I'd probably go Jay Rich.
Yeah, his career year was when he was with the Heat in 2018, 2019. Like I said, he started off the year averaging north of 20 a game. That settled right around 17 a game.
Yeah.
Some are saying he taught Bam everything he knows.
It was cool seeing in the replies. I mean, some people showing him love. I mean, Dwayne
Wade,
Bam,
Bam,
Dwayne Wade was there and was like, hey, was great coach, great helping, play with you and you being your mentor or whatever, you're a dog. It was nice to see the Heat showing him love.
Based on just a Basketball Reference look, I think I'd give it to Josh Richardson.
Yeah, but Conor McGregor never wore Josh Richardson's jersey into a fight one time. And he did wear CJ Watson's jersey into a fight one time.
All I'm saying is I've got a Miami Vice Josh Richardson jersey from when they went with the black one, year 2 of that. I bought that very proudly.
You buying the jersey is not the same thing as Conor McGregor wearing CJ Watson's jersey.
Of course not.
Either.
But I was probably the only one who bought a Miami Vice Josh Richardson jersey.
Good career. All right, next headline, please.
And we'll step back onto the soccer pitch here. Mauricio Pochettino, U.S. Soccer, close on a deal to renew as the U.S. men's national team head coach. Deal's not official, but it looks to be trending that way.
Okay. I feel like that's fair. Get him through the 4-year deal, get him through the next World Cup.
Yes,
reevaluate. I feel like that's important. Like that continuity is important. Like give a guy 4 years to try to keep his program running and try to build up for another cup. That way you hopefully have a lot.
He only got a year and a half to prepare for this World Cup.
So by then you hope you have a lot of reps and you have some synergy there and just guys knowing where they're supposed to be. Yeah, just
because he'll get. I don't know if y'all know what the Gold Cup is. He'll get 2 Gold Cups, which is the North American Cup. He'll get a Copa America, which is typically just the South American Cup, but they historically invite the United States a lot, and there's talks that the United States are going to host the Copa America in 2 years. So he'll get 2 Gold Cups, that, and the Olympics to kind of build into the next World Cup. The Olympics is just it's like a youth academy thing. I think you have to be everybody, but like a certain number of players on your Olympic roster have to be under the age of like 23 or something like that.
Yeah, they're all young guys.
But still, we've got some really young prospects that'll play in the Olympics. So it'll be good to be that cohesive, and he'll get a full cycle there.
Yeah, I'm in favor of it. Terrible ending to the World Cup. Getting embarrassed by Belgium, but I didn't necessarily blame the coaching in that game.
No, that was more the players just, I think, letting the moment get too big and
just not being good enough, being old, and just not good enough.
They weren't old.
Tim Way was.
Tim Way didn't play.
Tim Reed. Tim Reed. Sorry.
Kareem.
The guy that gave up 2 goals. As your back, that he was pretty old. No, he's 38. No.
We got to find a new
late
goalie.
30s.
Not a soccer guy, but we got to find a new goalie.
Yeah, that's in the works. I'm sure. You can't have that debacle.
Kid?
I think that's who they're trying to get, because he's got to make a decision on which national team he's going to play for.
Let's hold him hostage.
Let's bribe him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Let's bring him on.
Give him an offer he can't refuse.
Let's hook him up with some NIL.
Sam says, you come here or you're going to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to send you to WrestleMania in Dubai.
I feel like that's what the best soccer countries do. They just threaten their players. If you don't, perform in the biggest levels, then you're going to have an entire country out to get you.
Works for me.
Didn't work for Hall. I mean, I don't think Norway was convincing Holland to.
It didn't work for the Colombian. Was it not Colombia? Was it Ecuador? No, not Ecuador. Maybe it was Colombia. The Colombian guy that had to go in hiding afterwards because he was afraid that his family was going to get hurt. Or like the Japanese manager?
I think it was Korea.
Korea's manager.
Oh yeah, because they got grouped and they shouldn't have.
Yeah, where he had to go in hiding too, and they're all like, "How the hell did this guy even get the job?"
But I think it was one of those countries, like, they canceled their charter flights home. They made every player and coach fly home commercial and pay for it.
Yeah. So sometimes negative reinforcement doesn't work. Sometimes it does. I don't know if Spain was afraid.
To be fair, I feel like a lot of those guys on that canceled flight don't live in that country. So it's like, why would it make sense for them to all fly back just to fly out again instead of just finding your own flight home?
I don't know what country it was. I don't know if they lived there.
I know it was a South American country. Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. All right, any other news?
Yeah, we got one more small one, or maybe not a small one, but tonight 7:30 on the UT Athletics YouTube channel, the "It's Not About Me" Rick Barnes documentary premieres.
Our own, or at least RIP, formerly our own.
She's dead.
From her fan run career is. She has spread her wings and flown, but our own Allie Campbell, who used to do overtime with William. I guess she had some run on the playbook as well whenever he switched time spots, but she's a big part of it, I believe, in terms of putting it together and doing some interviews. I think she'll be on camera some too, so you might see our friend Allie doing some stuff there with it. But Sam, are you excited for It's Not About Me?
Yeah, I am. I love Rick Barnes, and I mean one of the best guys out there. Not too many people that you want to represent your program more than Rick Barnes, and I think it'll be a good little peek behind the curtain at Rick's entire life and his coaching come up, and all the people in his family and around him in the coaching circles that have kind of helped him get there. I'm very interested.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do we know what the synopsis of this is? Is it literally going to be like his whole life story?
Yeah,
I believe so.
And I imagine I'd imagine a big crux of it's going to be about his faith, and I'd imagine that's where we end up with the story. Here's
a quick synopsis I just found. The UT student-led project chronicles Rick Barnes' ascent from his childhood in Hickory to his present status as Vols head coach. So yeah, I guess it's a look at everything from when he was born to now.
I can't imagine they'll spend too much time on Texas or Clemson.
I think they do. They
I feel like you have
former
to.
players of him.
How long is this damn documentary? He's 70 years old. How long is it going to be?
Pretty long, I would imagine.
Yeah,
it's multiple episodes.
That man can talk for ages.
It's multiple episodes. Okay,
I think so.
In my mind, it was like a 90-minute YouTube video tonight.
Is it? Oh, let me check that.
If it's not, I'm gonna guess it's pretty long. I mean, I would guess this is like the Zakai Ziegler thing. That was pretty long.
If it's a multi-part thing, okay, then I would agree that they'll probably spend a lot of time on that. But in my head, it was just a 90-minute one episode thing.
I mean, maybe it is, but I still think
I don't see anything that says it's episodic or anything. But it's the team conducted interviews with uppers of 20 people, from family members to former players and colleagues. It's the first public video to feature interviews with Barnes and his wife and both his children. Interviews took place in 4 cities across 3 states: Tennessee, North Carolina, and Texas. Over 50 hours of archival footage and interviews were utilized to produce this story.
So Tennessee, North Carolina, and Texas. So people just from Hickory, like I can't imagine many, like his high school coach. I can't imagine he's still alive, but like maybe his high school teammates or
friends and things like that.
I mean, the Ziegler one was an hour long.
Yeah, but Ziegler was alive for 22 years versus, Barnes's life story is
70 plus. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, just more to say there, with Barnes is clearly, obviously.
What are you trying to say here, John?
I'm saying that Rick Barnes has too much in his life to accurately or to like spend a lot of time on every single piece of his life is what I'm saying.
So you're saying that they've done a bad job at depicting this already before it's come out?
No.
You think we get a Kevin Durant appearance?
No, I don't think that. So? I'm saying I can't imagine they spend much time on Texas is what I'm saying. In my head, this documentary is going to be his early childhood, him as a player, him kind of breaking through, and then boom, his time at Tennessee, if I'm guessing.
See, I think they'll skip over the Providence and Clemson stuff, and I think they'll hit on the Texas
stuff. They'll hit on the Texas stuff. Yeah, but like in like a quick, like spend a lot of time at Texas. It ends. It's a blessing because it comes to Tennessee. What I'm saying, Sam, is I think this is going to be like mostly childhood, then centered around like his Tennessee time. They're Tennessee students. I don't think this is going to be about like Rick Barnes' like full journey. I guess
I'm pretty sure I saw them like interviewing TJ Ford.
TJ Ford stayed. TJ Ford has stayed in his life, and like him and TJ have a close relationship. But I would be surprised if it was a lot about like his Texas time as much as it is like just about Rick Barnes as a mentor and how they still stay in touch and how they still do this, and this, and like just built around that. How Rick still calls and checks in on him and helps.
I think it'll
spread
be pretty
the gospel.
extensive. Hopefully,
it might be. I just feel like I said, 50 or 60 years of data.
Do we know if Rick and Kevin Durant still have a relationship? I know he talks about the TJ Ford one a lot.
I don't think him and Durant have beef by any means. Like Durant will send out tweets every now and then about Rick Barnes in Tennessee, and like he liked Connect and he liked Grant Williams, those teams, and I believe we also got his shoes right when
we were with Nike.
Yeah, like back in the day, like I'm pretty sure Durant helped out with some shoes, but like I don't think Durant's like been has came in and like checked out a practice or nothing like that.
Yeah, which again, TJ Ford has done that. So
I don't know if Barnes, sends messages to him or if they talk frequently. I've never really heard.
I've never heard either of them talk about it, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's any heat there or anything. It's just Durant was there for probably like 4 months. I'd say his relationship with TJ Ford was a little bit more extensive, built over years, versus Durant, kind of coming in 4 months, then gone to the NBA. Sam, any headlines you want to hit?
A juvenile was caught by TSA trying to fly with 5 cannonballs stolen from a Civil War fort.
I did see this. I did see this morning.
Well, do you have them like on a duffel bag or like in a carry-on, or do you try to check
Locked
the bag? Loaded. I need to know like how heavy are these cannonballs? I imagine in my head a cannonball's like 20 pounds, 12 pounds at least.
I would think that they're pretty heavy.
I would say at least 12 pounds for a cannonball. Now, you said it was a Civil War time.
Yeah.
So maybe they were a little bit smaller, but I'd imagine that were hard to like lug around. Or if you like tried to put them under the plane, the weight stuff would like, beep. I'm picturing them like taking them and just putting it through security.
Yeah.
And then being like, what the hell is this?
Or just him with like a massive bag.
And you say he was in Alabama or trying to get back to Alabama?
From a Civil War fort in Alabama.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where it was.
So that's probably getting out of
Alabama. He's probably leaving. Yeah.
We've got somebody in the chat that says KD has come by Tennessee to visit practice at least twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Let's see.
Maybe I missed that. Or maybe I've just forgotten it.
Or maybe it was earlier on in Rick's career, and who knows?
It was at an Alabama airport.
Was it Birmingham Shuttlesworth?
Gulf Shores International.
Okay. Not my old home airport.
Wrapped in paper towels. Guy wasn't even trying to hide it. Just had 5 cannonballs wrapped in paper towels.
Probably just trying to get him home so he could display them.
The TSA guy said the larger ones were about the size of grapefruits. The TSA agent said, my first thought was I couldn't see a fuse and I needed to get some help quick.
Who said that in the chat? Do we know the name?
Yeah, it was Vol Badger.
Okay, I don't know what Vol Badger's track record is, so I was wondering if it was somebody I would trust or not trust. No offense to you, Vol Badger, if you're listening. I just Googled, Kevin Durant visits Tennessee, Kevin Durant, Tennessee, to see if anybody had covered those stories or if there was pictures, and I'm not seeing any pictures. Not saying you're wrong. Not saying you're wrong, Vol Badger. I'm just saying the internet doesn't have any other than him being here, of course, when we played him. I would have thought like Rocky Top Insider or somebody would have some stories.
Do you want to guess where these cannonballs were being transported?
Like where he was trying to get them to?
No, like whose bag it was in and everything?
No, I don't want to guess. How the hell could I guess that?
He put them in his grandma's bag.
Was her grandma having to carry them, or like she's rolling them around? Like, this is so heavy. How old is this kid? Because it's gonna be really funny if he's like 24 and he's like putting them in his grandma's bag versus like it's like a 10-year-old trying to sneak them in there.
I don't know if it's given us the name of the.
How did he get them out of the damn facility?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Like the airplane thing, like whatever. Like I don't consider a cannonball to be a weapon. You know what I mean?
feel like a Civil War museum is more protective of their cannonballs than the TSA.
They should be, because like I said, like if a kid comes with a cannonball, I don't treat that as like a bomb. You know what I mean? Like that's not a loaded gun. Like
that's not what this TSA agent thought. He thought he was dying.
That seems weird, brother. Do you think the cannonballs explode?
He said it was my first time dealing with a potentially live explosive. I've never seen anything like that.
Am I the idiot? Like cannonballs don't explode, right? They're just real.
I thought they were just solid, compact.
Yeah, they're
use
just
the gunpowder too.
Yeah, you're just big and
That's
firm.
what I would expect to.
And the cannonball just like goes through your belly. Like the cannonball like hits you in the leg and knocks your leg off, or hits you in the head and you die. I don't feel like
I'm not a war hero.
I'm not either. So like this could be really dumb, but like I've never. I mean, apparently they don't explode if they're at the damn museum. Like. So yeah,
actually, I hope that the Civil War Museum has potentially live explosives in there for like a little bit more reality.
It's one of those things that seems really dumb to me, but I'm going to tiptoe in case I'm the idiot here. But yeah, like I don't think cannonballs are explosive at all. What the hell is this guy worried about? But like you said, the Civil War Museum letting these like go, 5 of them. How the hell did that happen? I need the age of this kid. Did we find it yet?
No, there's no age of him, I don't think.
Does it have his name in there?
No.
That probably means he's underage then, at least under 18.
Maybe.
Say, John, you would be correct. Most cannonballs are not explosive.
But most, not all.
It says not all cannonballs explode. Traditionally, solid round shot cannonballs are just heavy lumps of metal that cause damage through raw kinetic impact.
Okay, so traditionally...
But hollow explosive shells filled with gunpowder and time fuses...
Yeah.
Will
sure, but I can't imagine that's what we were dealing with. Like
not back then. Yeah.
But to be fair to that TSA agent, I guess he probably didn't know they were from the Civil War.
This news article has a picture of the TSA agent standing next to like the X-ray scanner, like he's just a war hero.
How old is this TSA agent? Do we think?
It was like a damn snitch, if you ask me.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look very old, Bubba.
He couldn't wait to go tattle on somebody.
He just didn't want to do his job,
Bubba,
so he wanted to get out of line and do something else.
I'd say he's in his 20s.
That kid knew what he was doing.
Which we did get a story real quick before we end headlines. We did get it passed on. Somebody went and did some investigative research on Tony Romo's grandparents. And like I suspected, his grandparents are dead. However, I was thinking about him saying he's going to grandma and grandpa's. I do think he was probably talking about his parents.
Were his kids with him, though?
Well, I would say his kids, in my head, his kids would be at grandma and grandpa's.
So would you not just say I'm going to get my kids? Or?
I don't know. I've never had kids, but I do feel like when my mom has my grandkids, she'll be like, let's go to grandma's or something like that. Or like when my brother's taking him to my mom's, like, let's go see grandma. So
maybe he was going to lay flowers at their grave.
That I doubt that's what happened, but I would say he's probably just got into the habit of calling his parents grandma and grandpa, because when he talks to his kids, he's like, hey, let's go to grandma and grandpa's.
Yeah.
So like I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt there that he wasn't trying to lie about his deceased grandparents.
John, I don't know how I missed this one. I don't want to interrupt you, but Vol and SC put, y'all remember when Bubba didn't hit the button and John was talking with no mic? Exactly an hour after it happened, when you said an hour would go by and people would forget about it.
Oh, well.
He's just getting me back.
He's just getting him back.
Son of a gun.
Although was Sam's mic just off? I feel like Sam's mic might have just been off.
It was. So
yeah. I thought so. Yeah. It's all right, Bubba. You're doing a good job. Well, let's go to break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Do you care about players gambling in sports? I think we'd all say yes on that, right? We don't want our players gambling.
No active players should be able to gamble.
Yeah.
No shot.
Especially my women.
What if it's head-to-head and they're gambling against each other on the game they're getting ready to play? Do you have a problem about that? Because that's what the WNBA.
Yeah.
I mean, feel like that's further incentive to throw a game or switch things around.
Further incentive to throw a game,
or just like affect the further directly affecting the game,
or incentive to really go hard and try to win the game. But either way, I don't think that we want our leagues celebrating that, which is where the WNBA has found itself today as they tweeted out a video of Paige Beckers and Angel Reese talking about betting $400 on their game last night, head-to-head. They tweeted out celebrating it, and everyone's like, this is a terrible look. Players aren't supposed to be gambling. Why are you celebrating this? To which then they deleted. Then they tried to ask Angel Reese about the controversy kind of last night in her post-game presser, which it was a great game. The Dream with kind of stole one at the very end. They asked her about it, and all Angel Reese said was, I'm going to send her an Apple Pay request, to get my money. That was her answer. She wants her $400.
I hate Angel Reese so much.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's terrible.
I mean, we've had NFL players get suspended for entire seasons from this, and this is just like a joke to the WNBA, but then they're like, oh no, take us seriously as an actual league. It's got to be one way or the other, I think.
I will say at the very least, we know that this is going to be an end of the All-Star Game festivities. The All-Star Game shenanigans that happened this year and last year. Now this one took it to another level, but the 72-hour stream and the way all the girls were wilding out, I can't imagine is going to be accepted next year because this has led to so much controversy, whether it be relationships and infidelity within teams that happened, with the Las Vegas Aces. That whole story blew up. Or whether it's the 3-point contest participants being hooked to IVs and drunk and everyone betting the unders like Bubba, except he accidentally hit over and lost his money and then came and yelled at me about it.
Marina Mabry.
Or if it's now, Paige Beckers, who probably should be, I don't want to say face of the league, but she's in the mix in terms of being the best guard in the league, to being the best college player from her times at UConn, a champion, that UConn legacy, the next person in line for it. Like I said, she's not the face of the league yet, but she should be right there as far as I'm concerned with A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark. Paige Beckers should kind of be right there.
I don't think the league will ever do that, though.
Won't ever do what? Make her the face of the league?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be tough to do after this weekend because, she showed her ass. Not literally, but she was taking her shirt off in the club and, out there trying to mac on women, openly saying she wants to sleep with Zendaya, basically. Did you see that video?
I did see that one.
They asked her, what celebrity.
Me too.
They asked her what celebrity she would switch places with, and she said, Tom Holland. And they just kind of stop and pause, and she just kind of looks at the reporter, and the reporter's like, oh, my God. She's like, yep, Tom Holland, a.k.a. I want Zendaya. And then now the gambling stuff that came out of it, I do think you'll see a real dial back of hey, I understand we're the quote-unquote underdog league. A.k.a. we have to be a little bit creative to get eyeballs on us. We have to be creative to make our girls stars. We have to do all this stuff, sure. But you don't want to be Love Island or Lesbian Island, as some people are calling them online. You don't want to be that. And you don't want to now have gambling controversy. And then also, Sam, I don't know if you saw this story. We talked about the Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever, the whole trans rally, anti-rally, pro-Sophie Cunningham stuff. Well, apparently now the owner, or at least the co-owner of Seattle's team, she is facing a big punishment. She is being fined and suspended for 5 home games because apparently she went to 2 girls that were courtside at the game supporting Sophie Cunningham and told them that they are effing crazy. And then also reportedly made them get rid of their signs.
I did see that.
But now the WNBA is hey, we're supposed to be inclusive. And inclusive doesn't just mean
inclusive to the idea that only a few of us want.
Right. Inclusive to the fringe people or the outsiders, whatever you want to call them. Not only inclusive to the LGBTQ. You also have to be inclusive to the straight people and the people that don't support that. Inclusive means everybody. Inclusive doesn't just mean the beliefs that you share. It means everyone. and like you try to bring in people from different viewpoints and try to find a place to get along. That doesn't just mean, and I understand in most times the WNBA probably feel like it has, like that the gay supporters, that they're the outsiders, the people that support, black women are the outsiders or supporters. But like that doesn't mean that at times the girls who sit courtside that support Sophie Cunningham, that they aren't like a minority in that situation, or a class that's not, represented, or at least their voice isn't being like necessarily given a microphone. It's the opposite, where Seattle was taking away their platform and taking away their microphone, and also insulting them on the way out, calling them crazy.
I think the WNBA is in a really weird position and tough position, because it's like, me being a schmudgeon when I say this, so I feel like a lot of players in that league are of the LGBTQ.
A lot of them are gay, for sure.
Community. And then
they talk about that. Hell, I mean, I don't know if you saw the clip of Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston. Did you see that one go viral?
Mm-mm.
Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston were sitting with the third player. I want to say it was a former player, but I don't know who that was. But like Aaliyah Boston's like, next year for All-Star Game, we should have a gays versus straight. Like that was like a joke she made. To which the legend said, "Are we talking about the openly gay or basically like the closeted?" To which Candace Parker's like, "Oh my God!" Like, and then they have a whole bit about basically the straight team wouldn't be able to fill out 5. To which then she didn't mention Caitlin Clark on the straight team. She's like, Aaliyah, because Aaliyah, I guess is straight. She's like, Aaliyah'd be you and Ionescu and I guess Asia, and then they named maybe one other person. I was like, and you got to find a 5th. To which then people saw that as like, she didn't mention Caitlin Clark, and that's Aaliyah Boston's teammate. Is she outing Caitlin? Is Caitlin into girls? Oh my God! And half the people are like fantasizing about it. It's like, yes, Caitlin's on our team, and the other half are like, this is crazy that this is like where we're at in discourse, where they're now trying to basically either out teammates or like cast doubts on them. But like, yeah, the WNBA leans into that side too, Bubba, that they are mostly gay.
So when they have that, and then they're not necessarily making her the face of the league, but she's kind of become it a little bit. Caitlin Clark's
the most popular player. She's not the best player.
Like I imagine that causes a lot of divide behind the scenes of stuff.
Well, sure, and like some people have said, a part of the reason that she doesn't get welcomed into the club, you have the girls on ESPN saying Caitlin has to protect the sisterhood. It didn't look much like a sisterhood for Caitlin Clark this past weekend. And look, I'm not necessarily a huge Caitlin Clark fan per se, but part of the reason I'm interested in the league is because of her. And I watched her games at Iowa. I acknowledge her talent. I acknowledge her star powers and star appeal. I don't consider myself a Caitlin Clark fan like these other, people on the internet that like live and die by her. I'll call her out when she's acting like a baby, when she's acting like Luka and crying about refs and pouting. But then when she scores 40 points, I'll be like, yeah, that was generational. But like a part of the reason it feels like she's not got let into the sisterhood, Bubba, does feel like it's because she's white and that she doesn't play along in Lesbian Island, which is what WNBA people are calling it, coming out of the All-Star weekend. She wasn't at the parties turning up. It was actually the opposite. She got lambasted and like had her name run through the mud by USA Today. The same people that, basically linked her to Emmett Till's lynching, one of the most horrific things in U.S. history. They linked her to that, and then they followed it up a day later by being like, Caitlin Clark not spotted at this event because she went back home to get her hair cut. That's what they said, because she had posted a picture in a salon in Iowa.
But then she wouldn't be on the orange carpet.
Right, but then it actually came out that she was getting her hair cut before she had a big charity event in her hometown where she was like doing a big basketball camp and giving away a bunch of shoes and doing a bunch of good stuff. But like USA Today had to like under the tweet be like, clarification, she actually went home for an event. And I'm like, that's not really a clarification. Clarification means you said something that was a little confusing that you then had to be like, well, actually, this was it was really this. You didn't get enough details. No.
You're just wrong.
Yeah, it's a correction, not a clarification. Correction. She didn't go home to get her hair done. She went home to do a charity event. She's happened to get her hair done for the charity event. But a lot of people say the reason the WNBA doesn't embrace Caitlin Clark is because she's white. But more so, I'd say it's more so than white. I think it's because she is straight. Because Paige Beckers is white, and they love Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers, the players love her. Marina Mabry, she's white. The players love her. Now, those players also will go out of their way more to speak up about like what they deem as social injustice. Whereas Caitlin, she'll say some stuff, but she doesn't necessarily make it most of her identity. So I will say it's not just the straight thing. I do think it's part of that, but I do think it's definitely connected.
But in the sense of like being taken seriously as a league,
what can the league do to?
Well, but wouldn't you want Caitlin Clark to actually just talk about basketball and not talk about social issues?
Well, here's the thing, though.
If you want to get taken seriously as a league, you better not gamble on your own games, and you better not, just create other controversies outside of your own game.
You're 100% right. Like, this wouldn't fly in the NBA. This wouldn't fly in the NFL. The same way it wouldn't fly for, like, Beyonce or Justin Bieber or any type of established thing. The difference is, and what I think...
There are women.
Well, I said Beyonce. She's a woman.
No, I was thinking, like, not to be misogynistic, but, like, innate behaviors of, like, the men, NBA league.
I don't think it's that. And it's fair to point out that there are women versus men, but, like, I just think it's a serious thing. But also, like, what I was going to say, like, it wouldn't fly with Justin Bieber, Beyonce, or Taylor Swift. Insert any, like, actual, like, mega superstar. Because the WNBA is a league, kind of like the MLS, kind of like these other things, that is an indie band. It's an indie group. And, like, you see it with all types. You see it in music or with actors. Like, Timothée Chalamet went through it a little bit, like, himself. When you're, like, the underground person, you get different rules. You don't necessarily have to be corporate and buttoned up. The WNBA has been so underground for so long that, Sam, they weren't necessarily trying to grow. It's like, hey, we got 1 million fans that are lesbians that like coming to our games, and they like this culture, and they like that we embrace it. The WNBA was more of a safe haven for that. But now, as Caitlin Clark has come there, it has brought more eyeballs, which should bring more money, which should bring a desire to be more serious and grow. And I think they're having the problem of, like kind of like your musician. Take Zach Bryan, for example, who was, like, really loved, and then he got a little too famous, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, this guy's kind of a weirdo, huh? This guy kind of gets in his feelings and gets drunk and tweets some questionable things, and then you kind of don't like him necessarily as much. That's kind of what the WNBA is going through now, is like there are more eyeballs on it, but they do not have the leadership in place, like from a commissioner standpoint or from a player standpoint, to really rein this in. I will say, though, you didn't see A'ja Wilson there shaking her ass, going crazy at those parties. You didn't see Caitlin Clark there with all the girls, partly because they're straight, partly because I do think
because they're the only two players that are serious about actual basketball.
Well, that's what I was going to say, and partly because they're actually the two, like, best player in the league, A'ja Wilson, and, like, face of the league, corporate girl, Caitlin Clark. Like,
what is the last WNBA headline that you've seen, John, that's just about the actual games? That's not about some issue, some widespread issue in the league. Player isn't treated this way.
Breaking like rookie records.
We'll see some Olivia Miles stuff.
And that gets thrown under the rug in 30 seconds when the next headline is about Caitlin Clark getting choke slammed or something like that.
And I would say the Olivia Miles stuffs are just maybe a headline or maybe a graphic you see online. They're not talking about it on SportsCenter. We're not talking about it necessarily on the show. So, like, to Sam's point, their stories are all like wrestling. Like, it's all like the outside stuff.
It's closer to a soap opera than an actual sports league.
And honestly, I would say the NBA struggles with that a bit too. Like, I would say
it's like the XFL of basketball.
Well, it is funny that, like, if I always tell people, like, if you miss the 90s basketball where there's just a whole bunch of hard fouls and, like, some not a lot of scoring and just people roughing each other up, the WNBA is good for that. But I was going to say that the NBA, maybe basketball in general in America, we care more about, like, in the NBA, I would say that it's not so much off the court drama as much as it is just, like, transactions. We want to know, like, hey, where's the next superstar going? Hey, where's LeBron going? And as soon as LeBron decides, it's like, okay, who's next? Like, we got rid of the Giannis trade. Who's next? Okay, Luka, we already did that. Like, a lot of the discussion built around basketball this next year will be like, who's the next disgruntled superstar? Oh, Anthony Edwards. Oh, yep, he's mad in Minnesota. He wants out. So
I think that's a lot of why I don't really latch on to the NBA.
Well, yeah. So I mean, like, maybe all this just ties back into Adam Silver, who, like, is in charge of the WNBA too by proxy. Like, maybe there's just bad NBA leadership, which is like, let the WNBA be crazy, but also the NBA has a little bit of a problem where it's just a transaction league and we don't actually care too much about what happens on the court until the playoffs. The NFL is kind of the opposite. Yeah, we'll have our headlines when so-and-so gets arrested, or, oh, yeah, Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift. Oh, wow, that matters a little bit. But for the most part, even the scumbags. Oh, look, Antonio Brown. Yeah, he was kind of crazy, but there he is catching a touchdown. Yep, everything's good there. Hey, Terrell Owens is out there doing sit-ups in his parking lot. Oh, wow, what a crazy. He's in his driveway doing all these workouts. What a psycho. Well, yep, just had 1,500 yards.
Oh, the best player in our league is a degenerate gambler, but we're going to make sure that Shohei Ohtani gets on the field in the MLB.
Well, yeah. I don't know I don't know about baseball, like what makes their headlines. Cause like pretty much the only time I see a baseball thing is like so-and-so's done something for the first time since Catfish Hunter or since Babe Ruth or, I'll get those headlines. And then I'll see like, just pretty much nothing else in baseball where they don't really promote their stars at all, really. Unless you're like, hey, look on Instagram, it'll be Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, sure. But like, I don't know anything about Aaron Judge's personal life. I don't know one thing about it. Is he married?
He's got a lady.
Is he married?
I don't think he's married, but he's got a woman.
Does he have kids?
He has a dog.
He has a dog? Okay. Like, I don't know anything about Aaron Judge at all.
He has a wiener dog, actually.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good man. Know the name?
No, but I'll find it.
Long-haired, short-haired?
I think it is long-haired.
Great man. My type of guy. If he has a human name for a dog, extra points for him. But like, Shohei.
He's got two, Penny and Gus.
Gus. I had a mean ass. My cousin or somebody had a mean ass wiener dog named Gus. Oh, that's cute. I prefer the darker dogs to like the albino blonde ones, but
yeah, I mean, I preferred Frank's complexion there.
Yeah. Baseball, I don't know because, like I said, I don't know anything about Aaron Judge. Now I know he has two dogs, Penny and Gus. Great names. But I don't know anything about him. Scandal-wise, personal life, nothing. Other than he mashes baseballs. That's all I know about him. Shohei Ohtani.
Aaron Judge's woman is a reckless driver.
Okay.
She's had a couple situations up in
who's
the city.
Who's the third most popular baseball player? Is it Mookie Betts? Just kind of by proxy of being in LA and being on the Dodgers team? Like
good bowler.
Who?
Good bowler.
Good bowler. I do know that about him.
Freddie or
lost to intern Andrew. Shout out to intern Andrew. Intern Andrew beat him in the state bowling playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Freshman Andrew beat senior Mookie Betts in the Tennessee State bowling playoffs.
I think I would go to like I would seek out the Dodgers.
Just hang around there.
Make it like my life's mission to be like, hey, Mookie, remember when I beat your ass in bowling?
Mookie probably does remember. Bubba, you're about to give a submission for the third most popular player?
I mean, I was arguing that it possibly could be Acuna or Freddie Freeman.
I'd be surprised if it was Acuna. Just because he's not had like any huge playoff moments outside of like his first grand slam to start that one playoff game against the Dodgers when they ended up still getting
I would
beat.
say like Bryce Harper,
Soto.
Harper,
yeah, Harper.
Maybe
sure.
like
Harper and Soto makes sense. Or Freeman or Betts, yeah.
Paul Skeens, maybe.
Paul Skeens is interesting because I actually do know a little bit about him, but it's more so because of his woman.
Yeah.
But at least like he does have a little bit more of like celebrity. It's interesting though. But like the WNBA, yeah, like Sam's right. It's just nonstop bad story after bad story. There's nothing ever positive about it. Send us a break, Bubba. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Join us for the third annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th at Covenant Health Park. Come hang out with the Fan Run crew and arrive early to pick up some swag as we watch the Smokies take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas on a Thirsty Thursday, featuring half-price draft beers all night long. It's the third annual Fan Run Night with the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th. Listen to Fan Run Radio for details on how to score free tickets.
End your weekdays with Overtime, Monday through Thursday, right here on Fan Run Radio, as we cover all things Vols, college sports, and take your calls. It's Overtime with me, Garrett Armbrust, and Caleb DeBusk on Fan Run Radio, weeknights 6 to 8 p.m.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Sports trivia tonight at Barley's. I will be in the building looking for a championship. Bubba, if you want to come, you just let me know, brother. And come play some sports trivia tonight at Barley's out in the Old City, 7 p.m. Round you up a crew. You want a shot at the title? Come see if you can take it from the champ. The champ. College athletics, Sam, what would you give the breakdown there? Like, is it because I feel like we get now kind of caught up in the transaction and storylines with the like transfer portal and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the college football coverage and college sports coverage in general, I think we see a whole lot more arguing. To me, like if I could rank like the biggest stories, really the last like 2 or 3 years is really just this rivalry between the Big Ten and SEC. Like to me, that feels like the main thing that overshadows pretty much every college football discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in basketball, but definitely football.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has felt like, you know, the transfer portal era has kind of taken college football a little bit to that stuff that we're talking about of, hey, it's transactional relationships. It's figuring out who's going to be your next big player before they even step foot on campus, who's going to transfer out of your program, who's going to transfer into your program. And then for, 12 weeks, we care about what's on the field and we go back to thinking all about the transfer portal.
Now, you talked about you don't really like watch the NBA because of that. So are you interested at all like in where players go, though? Are you interested in the transactions at all? You say you don't watch the NBA, but do you care about like the drama surrounding the top players and like trade rumors and stuff like that?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Okay. But not enough to get you to go watch the games until the playoffs, but enough to kind of keep the sport somewhere in your mind because
Sure.
I feel like with college athletics, yeah, it's gotten a little gross, but I will say that college athletics coverage has gotten much more extensive and has become year-round, and like now it's not just a back burner sport, which I know here in Knoxville is always a little bit different, where you'd be like, okay, football season's over, and now you're kind of waiting for more football season. But like I do feel like nationally, college football, like there are guys. I mean, the Josh Pates of the world, but like even Andy Staples and Ari and those guys on 3, they're kind of relevant year-round now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been doing college football sports radio for the longest. Like I started back here in 2022, but I can confidently say that like the off-season talking points I feel like have gotten easier over the last couple of years versus even in 2022, and that's even at the start of the NIL era.
Yeah, no, I mean like again, part of it was because we kind of stunk, but like, back when I started in 2015, 2016, like you would be out of football season and you you could try to scrounge up some football conversations, but like after February signing day, you're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. But like now, I do feel like in college athletics, and again, maybe it's because we're suing everybody and trying to realign conferences. Maybe the Congress and the president's trying to step in. Maybe there's just been a weird run of lawsuits and scandals. But like I do feel like every week there's at least one big college football story that feels legitimate that you're not manufacturing. And that like not only are we discussing it for content, but like nationally it's moving the radar at least a little bit.
I mean, we talked about the Brendan Sorsby stuff for 2 months.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just an unusual scandal and like lawsuits and like, we're just in unprecedented times and things have gotten worse. But either way, it's become more transactional and it's given us stuff to talk about. And it's made the sport, I would imagine, more popular. And you'll have more people locked in on the sport than in the past where, like I said, it was like, hey, your season's over. Okay, check in on February. Okay, read some practice reports in September. Okay, now show back up. And like people, that's how a lot of people consume the sport. Now, you get out of the sport. You got to worry about your transfer portal people leaving. Then you worry about who you get in the transfer portal. Recruiting's got moved up to the summer to kind of fill those months. And then, you have just more stuff to talk about constantly. Who's getting what deal? How's it affected the team? And then, you have just a better taste of it. So, we talked about being maybe a negative for the NBA, but I would doubt that they actually see it that way. Mm-hmm. They kind of embrace the transactional piece of it, and they kind of like or don't mind that like the youth only watches NBA games through highlights on Instagram. They instead turn that into a positive and say, hey, we have the biggest reach. We have more of a reach on social media than the NFL does because our highlights are better and our players, do more cool stuff. A 45-point scoring output is cooler to the kids in a 150-yard receiving game is the way they try to spin it.
Is that slipping away from us in football? Like, are we going to be here in 2 years and we're having the same complaints about football that we are with basketball? Or do you think we just love football more than basketball?
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like football's safe, man. Like, yeah. I feel like they tried to act like it was under war and then it was going to have a decline during the Colin Kaepernick stuff. Whenever that was like the only time the NFL was actually like, hey, here's some social justice, or hey, here's some off the field headlines that are spilling in. Here's some drama that you have to talk about throughout the week. And, people are like, oh my God, this is going to kill the league. It didn't. It came out more powerful and it was like back to football. Still pretty much for the most part, it's football. Mm-hmm. It's about what happens on, during the 3-hour games. People aren't consuming their college football or their NFL football through highlights. They are watching the game. That's not the case for most basketball fans. What percentage of like Tennessee basketball fans do you think are sitting down watching a 2-hour game? Watching both games during the week? Because I'd say like for Tennessee football, it'd be at least like 85, 90% of people that are watching the 3-hour game, making sure they're not missing it. Basketball, checking in both of them, I would say probably a lot closer to like 70, 65%.
I'd go 75 just since we've been better.
Yeah.
But it's probably less, but maybe not as less as you would think.
I say catching both of them, which I mean, like you had 2-hour games. It's basically the same 4-hour commitment you make on Saturday watching the Vols play football. Like it's basically the same thing, but like I know it's 2 nights, so it's a little bit different. But like, hey, I'll watch the weekend game, but I can't stay up till 9:00 on the weeknight. Gonna skip this one. Or hey, I can't stay home and watch basketball on Saturday at 6:00. Got to go out. Gonna miss that one.
Maybe I'm just like a sicko, but like
yeah,
I'll watch every game.
We're gonna skew higher for sure.
Yeah, I'll watch every game, and then I'll watch the 11:00 tip off from the from the West Coast Conference. Like,
yeah, you're a young sports fan. That'll happen, but you'll slowly graduate out of that. I feel like.
But I don't know if I will.
Sam, have you started graduating out of that point? Because I always told you and Charlie you'd start graduating out of it once you started like talking to women and getting out and doing stuff. You got a girlfriend. Do you feel like that is like started to cut into your sports watching a little bit, or still no?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Like,
I feel like this
probably a little bit in basketball season. I guess other conferences. I was pretty locked into the SEC, but other conconferences probably I didn't watch as much.
You guys weren't together during football season, right? Like that was still kind of new. Yeah,
tail end of it.
I'll check back in whenever you're like, okay, because you're gonna have to make a decision. Am I gonna watch all day Sunday, or am I gonna like prioritize like certain windows on Saturday? Like I think that'll slowly start chipping away where you realize like, okay, I'm missing
I think it'll more be I'll probably watch all day Saturday, watch the Titans game, and then I'll probably check out on most of the rest.
Let's go
of Sunday.
get dinner. Let's cook dinner. Let's do something on Saturday night, Sunday night.
We're getting people in the chat. Everyone's saying they watch every game. And I mean, Lucas Vols says 100% of Tennessee basketball fans are watching both games. They literally aren't fans if they don't watch unless it's an emergency.
100% is not true. And I can't go as far as saying you're not a fan if you don't watch both games because, hell, sometimes you get old. Sometimes you have kids. You got things you got to do. Now, look.
There's ways to watch games no matter what. Like, if you're out, like, doing something, just throw it on your phone. If your kid's playing a game.
If you're out on if you're taking your woman out to dinner, you're taking your lover out to dinner, you're sitting there watching the damn game on your phone if it's a 6 o'clock game and it's like a special occasion or you're doing something.
2 carries 3.
Yeah, like, get a grip on your life. Like, get a grip. People are mad at me that I'm going out and getting married during Texas week. I'm not even getting married on Saturday. It'll be on Wednesday. Look, you're going during Texas week, during football season? Yeah, because real life's more important than sports, all right? And you guys need to get a grip on that. I know I love sports. I watch sports. Most nights, like I said, I've got WNBA games pulled up while we're watching other stuff. But, like, when it's time to go out and go do stuff, typically I'm going to be locked in on, like, living life. Come on, guys.
The opponent matters, too.
Sure, exactly. You don't have to sit there by your phone on a Saturday, watch Tennessee, Missouri, when you're supposed to be out living life, celebrating your friend's birthday or something. Like, come on.
I do think I had, like, a forced perspective change when I had to go to that wedding on Georgia weekend. That took some wind out of my sails. We still watched the whole game, but
yeah. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Ay. Overrated, underrated, a Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kim, babe. John and Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Hour 3 headlines coming at you right now. Let's get some news going. What you got for us, Josh?
Let me pull it up. I wrote it down. I was reading the chat. There's some good stuff in the chat right now.
Are they talking trash to me?
They're talking that, but they're also giving some stories. I'll read these real quick.
I don't like going in the chat when they're being mean to me. I just avoid it.
I'll read these real quick.
Sometimes.
I subscribe to the Tyler the Creator idea of cyberbullying. I just close my eyes, bro. Like if somebody says something mean to me, I'm good. I ain't gonna see it.
Well, what you don't know can't hurt you.
That's the way I view it.
Yeah.
It's like I said with Schrodinger's cat. You know, if I don't see the cat's dead, the cat's still alive.
But these are a couple of the stories in the chat about people watching sporting events at some live events. My dad was watching a Tennessee Auburn baseball game while my best man was giving his speech at my wedding.
Okay, look.
There's one that's even worse after this.
Before we go further, I do not want to act like I am above this for certain things. Like Sam said, like he had a wedding against Georgia. Finding a TV or finding a phone at the table for Tennessee, Georgia is one thing. Like, yeah, sure. If you got something that you have to be at and it's like a huge, massive game, 100%. I'm not going to say that it's always the right situation. Like if you're at somebody's funeral, stay off your damn phone. Like you don't have to watch the
wait
sport.
Wait till you hear this one. Then
you don't want to be on somebody's funeral doing that. But like Tennessee Auburn baseball, there's not been one big enough Tennessee Auburn baseball game that I can remember that required you skipping something in real life for.
Listen to this one. My granddaddy's funeral had a big screen for us to watch Tennessee versus Western Kentucky football.
Now, look, if the grandfather is a huge Tennessee fan and that's a part of his brand and that's a part of your relationship with him, and you said it was on a huge big screen TV next to it, that's probably something that the family wanted. That's different. I'm talking about going to a funeral and you having to sneak it on your phone as you're sitting there. That, to me, in the chat, sounds like it was more of a celebration. Like, hey, old Pop, he just loved the Vols, and there's nothing more that he would want than to watch the game more time with his boys. Like,
hey, when I go, if my funeral's on a Saturday in the fall, you best believe you turn that game on.
And that's different. That's fine. That's a bond that I would imagine that's a bond that the poster shared with his grandfather, and that's different. I'm talking about sneaking it.
Kentucky?
I mean, Western Kentucky, look, that's one of those bubble again. I agree. Like, the level of opponent matters to me. I would skip the Western Kentucky game personally and just be like, hey, it doesn't really matter.
You know what I would do? I would record it and go watch it later.
Yeah, you could do that for sure.
But then you got to stay off Twitter and your phone.
Yeah, which I can do for most games. I can avoid that.
I haven't given y'all some of the stories of me having to do that during my own games, have I?
You have to like close your ears whenever they announce. Reading through the scores.
I'll give you this one real quick. When we were playing at Florida in 2024, it was same day and same time as Tennessee NC State. So I had to I found where in the swamp they show the scores from across the country, so I knew where not to look. Anytime I heard or I knew they were going to show something on the big screen about that game, I would turn away And then I just watched the Tennessee NC State game on the bus ride back. Killed about 4 hours of that 8-hour ride back. And
beautiful.
I went in blind. I had a great bus ride.
I hope everybody's fired up for Kennesaw State this year.
Yeah, like if you got a wedding to go to during the Kennesaw State game, either watch it at home, like on DVR. They still make DVR. I'm sure ESPN3 you can just watch those games on demand too. Or can you do that?
Yeah, ESPN Unlimited. Yeah, you can.
So you can just go back and watch them afterwards. Yeah, you can do that. Like you can avoid it. Make sure your notifications are turned off.
It's
Buck's
hard
getting
though.
fan shamed.
Yeah,
wow, what's Buck saying? Is he on my side?
Buck said, Lucas, I have a question. I have a wife, 2 daughters, 2 jobs. I like to hunt and fish. Occasionally, I miss a Tennessee game. Why am I not a fan? What makes you the expert on who is and who isn't?
Look,
and then Lucas said, not being mean, but if you consistently miss 1 out of 2 Tennessee basketball games during the week, that's not a good fan is all I'm saying.
Okay, 1 out of 2 every week. I think I'm more on Lucas's side there. Like I do think to be considered a real Tennessee basketball fan, whatever you want to use the word real, you probably need to catch at least 66% of the games. You don't need to be batting 50%.
There's a difference between missing Alabama at home and USC upstate.
Sure, or even like a South Carolina that's terrible on if you got something to do. Like I think you're allowed to skip every now and then. I don't think you have to bat 100%. Now, again, I think you should bat more than 50%. But at the same time, Buck laid it out. I got a wife and 2 kids. I got life I got to do, brother. I got 2 jobs. I got things I got to do. That to me doesn't get lost either. You get responsibilities chipping away. You got to make certain decisions. Maybe just a big game guy. I don't know.
But then if you're just a big game guy, are you not a fair weather fan? Because you're only getting up for the big games. What if your team's not good and you don't have a big game for 3 or 4 years?
Well, to me, fair weather. So like when I say big games, I would just still mean like some people would phrase that differently. Some people, the big games each year are the games that you can win. So like when Tennessee was bad, like maybe the games you could win all of a sudden became like, hey, this South Carolina game's huge. That's the biggest game of the year. Or, hey, we got to beat Kentucky. Or, hey, we got to really make sure we beat Missouri in 2021. Or you're watching like, the games that you know you're going to get your ass kicked in. To me, fair weather, though, means the team has to be good. So if the team isn't good and you're still watching the games, that's not fair weather. To me, fair weather is like, hey, I don't really care when the Tennessee goes 7-5 or 6-6, but then I'm going to go buy all the tickets up from everybody when Alabama comes to town in 2022 or 2024. To me, that's fair weather.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for headlines now?
Yeah, give me some headlines.
First one, DoorDash is launching a drone delivery service that can bring food straight to your home called DoorDash Air.
Okay. I mean, somehow I ended up on a Reddit feed. Like I like to browse Reddit, and like one that gets popped up for me is like the DoorDash thread. I don't know why. I don't ever order DoorDash. I never deliver DoorDash. Maybe sit next to Cody when he was doing it. I don't know. But I always read the horror stories there. It sounds like most drivers right now aren't really getting their food to you in the right way. So maybe putting it to a drone and letting it fly, maybe we'll have better luck there.
It's just too advanced.
Yeah. Somebody's going to shoot them down. Bull wreck. Something bad will happen.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good point.
If you're in
shoot it down and get free food.
If you're in rural Alabama and somebody sees a drone,
I don't think Uber Eats drones
house.
are going to be going to rural Alabama. I feel like that's going to be implemented in like cities first, in like major places. Does it say like where it's getting rolled out first, or is it just widespread everywhere?
No, it did not specify where it was getting rolled out or not. So I mean, it could be in Coleman, Alabama, where a lot of my teammates are from. If some of their parents, I've met them, if they see a drone flying over their house, they're going to take it down.
Yeah.
Just go get in the car and get your food.
You save a delivery fee.
Not only a delivery fee, but they also add to the price on the restaurant too. You get the delivery fee plus like a surcharge.
I personally love waiting 45 minutes to get my cold food.
I don't understand it either. I go get my food.
I don't use DoorDash.
I don't even let the damn pizza guy deliver my food anymore. I just go get the pizza myself too.
I'll let him do that. But
unless it's like sometimes like on an NFL Sunday, if I order pizza, sure. But like if I order pizza any other time, I live close enough to it. I just hop in, go get it.
Mm-hmm.
No tip, no fees.
Now, when I was living in my dorm room, I never had food delivered no matter what. I would just go pick it up.
Sure.
Just because that's a whole complicated process. You got to tell them where to go once they get into campus and what number it is or where you got to meet them. I'm like, I'll just go get it.
Yeah. All right. Next headline, please.
American Idol has been renewed for season 25.
I mean, I don't tune into it anymore, but A lot of people still like watching those singing shows, man. And there's so many good singers. Like I kept thinking we'd run out of good voices, but it's not the case. We just keep finding new good singers.
I just feel like these singing shows are past their prime.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying they're in their prime, but I still think they're viable. I still think that
people still watch them. I mean, if it got renewed
Yeah.
for a 25th season,
Yeah.
clearly enough people still watch it. And American Idol went away for a while. We thought they were done.
Could we do just like an Ultimate Champions of American Idol where we get all of the winners from the past seasons?
See,
and
that's
then
what I
they go
think.
into a competition.
They should have done that
themselves?
for the 25th season, 25th anniversary season. Do that.
The thing about that is,
Just
Sam,
a huge cash prize.
well, the thing about that is Kelly Clarkson's too famous now to go do that. Like, she doesn't need to compete against these girls. Like, if you win American Idol, the idea is that you eventually become.
I feel like not all the winners are famous though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So, like, Bubba, go ahead.
What if you come back and you lose?
Well, that too. But I was going to say, so there's two things
Then
here.
you're a loser.
If you win American Idol, the idea is that you become an idol. You become like a star. You become a superstar. Then you're probably too big to come back. Or on the flip side, if you show up as the past winner of American Idol and you're a nobody, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the show. Like, I don't know who the worst winner is of American Idol. It's probably not fair to him, but when I think of like that guy, my head always comes back to like Taylor Hicks.
So then maybe we need to rethink the title of the show if not all these people are becoming American Idols.
Did Taylor Hicks win? He won season 5, right? And maybe he's good. I don't know if he's actually good or not, but like to me, that's where my mind goes when I think of like a loser American Idol winner.
Did we take this idea from like overseas? How they have like the idols, which are like the like K-pop and like Japanese like girl groups.
I don't know. I thought they had a show. Was our American Idol first? Was it the first singing competition?
So I just know that like they refer to their like people as idols a lot more than we do with musicians.
What about all the American Idol winners of the past seasons have to then coach random people off the street?
Well, now you've created the voice.
The voice,
Yeah. Now you've created the voice where they take established superstars like John Legend and Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, and they take them and let them coach people off the street. They didn't win American Idol, but they are
okay. But they have a seat that's turned. Their back is turned to them.
Oh, so they're not looking; they're only listening to them. Yeah, I got a better idea. How about instead of that, we just take people and we put masks on them?
Oh yeah,
and let them sing. And like you're just
we
judging
could do like
them.
celebrities that are really good at singing too.
Sure, we can mix them every now and then too. And yeah, a part of it will be like, wow, they can really sing. Sometimes they take the mask off and they're ugly, or sometimes it's like, yeah, here's a superstar. Here's T-Pain all of a sudden.
Or maybe we also take like, some, pretty good singers and vocalists from each country and put them against each other.
Okay.
Singing World Cup?
Singing World Cup? I don't know the show Bubba's referencing.
I don't know.
Eurovision, okay. Or instead of singing at all, we make them dance in a ballroom. And we play music and have themes each week.
Maybe,
And
we can get maybe celebrities with like professional dancers or something.
Yeah, they'll range from like C- list celebrities to like, oh yeah, I saw them in that movie a couple times, to like maybe every now and then like a strong B+ level celebrity.
Or an athlete maybe.
Yeah, washed up athletes. They'll be really good at it. Yeah. This is probably like what every TV exec pitch sounds like.
I think we've run out of ideas for these shows.
Yeah.
We've run into a dead end. There's nothing else good that you can create from this.
The same thing's happening in like the competition reality shows. We're going to take all these various men and women and put them against each other, and there's going to be challenges and they have to vote somebody out.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think those are going to run out. Now, they do get a little kooky with their gimmicks, Bubba.
This one's going to be about people that are just horny all the time on an island.
Well, that's different. But like Survivor doesn't have to be. Survivor will never go out of style as long as they don't mess it up trying to be too cute, because there's always going to be drama and magic there. It's like, hey, there's 20 people here and $1 million, and you got to make alliances and you got to figure this out. But you also got to be pretty good at competitions. But like you got to backstab, but not too much. That's always a recipe for success.
Yeah, but then they ruin it though when it's like, hey, here's a guy who's been on Survivor 5 times.
Sure.
Now.
And then when they're like, oh, here's a Mr. Beast challenge, all of a sudden, like, yeah, sure, they can mess that up if they get too kooky with the stuff. And, oh, here's the 10th Immunity Idol, and there's all these different twists and turns. They don't have to do much with Survivor. It's like, hey, you want $1 million? Okay, well, be the last person that people vote for. Win people over. Same as like Big Brother to an extent. Like, hey, we're going to put you in a house and like we're going to watch people and human nature create alliances and backstab people and who can get along with people the most while also being good at competitions, but not too good at competitions. You don't want to be the guy that peaked in high school that everyone knows is the most athletic because he's going to get voted out. No, we need you to be a sneaky athletic guy or girl that can get along with everybody. I like that type of stuff. So I don't think that'll ever go out of style, Bubba, but I understand your point of like, it's gotten too many damn twists and turns on it. Oh, here's a secret millionaire. Here's this, and this. You know, we'll have to dial it back a little bit, but the concept of just, you know, we could do it with like here at the station, just take 10 of us, do little competitions of votes. It'd be captivating. There'd be some drama. There'd be some backstabbing. That's human nature. Who would survive?
I would backstab you all.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people watch when Barstool does that, right? I know they do their surviving Barstool, but like that's usually like a pretty, like people watch that, right? People enjoy it because the concept, again, of just taking people and watching them maneuver.
Just seeing what they do.
Yeah, watching them maneuver and try to stab each other in the back.
It's just glorified people watching. That's all it is.
That's what it is. That's what reality TV is glorified people watching. And you don't have to like necessarily go over the top with the drama and fake storylines.
No, the drama creates itself.
Yep. Any other headlines we need to hit?
Yeah, I got one more. This might even not be a headline per se, more so than just a discussion point. Did y'all know this week was Shark Week? Because I remember when Shark Week was like appointment television, and it's just like gone. I didn't know until I saw something on Twitter. I was like, I got to bring this up in a headline.
This might be part of what I'm telling you about with your sports watching. You'll at one point you'll be like, you know what? That 11 o'clock Mountain West tip off used to be appointment television.
No,
I didn't even know they were playing.
Appointment TV.
I didn't even know they were
Shark
playing
Tale last night.
Shark Tale?
Yeah. The Shark Slayer.
I mean, I feel like they've got. I feel like they've kind of covered it all with sharks. No, I did see a commercial for it recently though, where like one person was like, "I'm going to high dive off this cliff." She's like a diver. She's like, "I'm gonna do some flips off this cliff into this water, and like I gotta land in like a 8-foot cage. Otherwise, there's sharks all out here waiting on me." But like she's a professional diver. I don't think she's gonna miss like an 8-foot target. Like she's gonna know how to do that. But like that's where we've gotten on the shark thing.
Well, and I'll say this: I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's that I've aged out of Shark Week. It's just I feel like less and less people watch it every year.
They've kind of covered it. At first, it was cool. Like, oh, we're going to learn about sharks. And it's like, oh, now we're going to do some cool other stuff with sharks. But now after like 20 years, I hate to say it, but it ironically kind of jumped the shark.
Well, and I'm looking at some of these episodes that they're running for this week. They're not the only one that would interest me is just Jurassic Sharks, and that's just from the title alone. Anything else that they're showing right now,
diving into the cage, maybe. But like to me, the shark thing ended whenever they're like, "Hey, he's going to race a shark," and I was like, "Okay,
yeah."
Because didn't they get Phelps for that?
Yeah,
like, but then he didn't really actually race the shark.
He was just racing what they estimate a
Simulated.
shark. Yeah,
I was like, this is stupid.
That was it for me.
Yeah,
I was like, we've ran out of ideas here. They made this a huge big thing, and then he just raced the clock.
Unfortunately, the only way to advance Shark Week is to see someone potentially get killed by a shark,
or at least other animals. We don't have to put humans in there. Let's just put some other animals in there and watch. I want to see a shark in action. I want to see how strong he is, and I want to see how he like hunts.
See it fight, yeah.
I want to see like, can they?
Maybe we can get two sharks to fight each other.
We'll put the sharks in a reality competition to see which shark is going to come out on top.
This might be a really dumb question, but like, I think I've seen studies where we've put cameras on sharks before, right? Or at least trackers on sharks.
I know. Well, that was a big thing of what Shark Week used to be. Is you would follow a crew of people who would have to like catch and tag sharks, so they could research them, and then the next year they would tell you what they found, and then they would go catch and tag more sharks.
Yeah, I want to put a GoPro on the shark for a year, and I want to see it hunt. I want to see it eat things. I want to see it swim around. I want to see it maybe get eaten itself. I don't know, but like that's the footage I want. Maybe they're already doing that. If they are, they're not advertising it good enough. But I want to see the life of a shark.
Go pitch it to Discovery. See what happens.
It's just right down the road. I got a connection here.
The trouble would be
used to work there.
Having a camera that can last for a full year.
They got technology. Don't they put don't we put cameras up on satellites that constantly broadcast like nonstop? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess but the quality of those cameras aren't necessarily the best, though. Because like, you're right, because traffic cams are 24/7.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need it to be like high definition footage of a shark's life, but I just want I want to follow along with the shark eating things and swimming around being a shark.
Maybe like a hunting camera where it just like takes a couple pictures, every so often.
Sure.
Or it's motion, or not motion, because obviously it's always moving. But if like another fish comes into frame,
or just something. Yeah. Maybe a year is too long. I'll settle for 2 weeks of watching a shark as long as he's eating things.
Yeah, you can just tag it 2 weeks before, and or at some point. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Go pitch it.
I mean, I'm sure somebody has. Surely there's a reason we haven't done this. Maybe the cameras don't work in water.
I feel like the hard part would be recapturing the shark.
I feel like maybe a Shark's life is just kind of boring for the most part.
I don't know, man. I saw a tweet, and I don't know if it's real or not. Let me see if I can find if it's real or not. But they're like, at one time they put a tag on this great white shark to follow it for a year, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it disappeared to the depths of the ocean, and they discovered that there was something even bigger that had ate it, but they didn't want us to discover what was down there. And I was like, you know what? Boom, in. Want to watch that show. I don't care if there is a big, huge, nasty, scary ocean monster. I want to find out. Tag the shark. Let's do it. Yeah.
This is a semi-breaking news. It's not super important, but if you're a fan of the UFL, it is. The Birmingham Stallions will not return to the city of Birmingham in 2027. They are officially done. They are relocating.
Bubba, thoughts?
Can you take me to Birmingham?
I'll say this. I mean, being in Birmingham for years, Birmingham loved their Stallions football.
Paint me a Birmingham, Bubba.
Oh, well, it's already been said.
That was my sister's wedding song.
That's what they get for having all those TikTok coaches and guys. You know, they had what? AJ McCarron as a coach.
Their real issue was that they built a 50,000 seat stadium in downtown Birmingham for UAB and the Stallions to play at, and it was just way too big. They needed like a 20,000 seat stadium. Because like you would look on TV and it would be like 3/4 full or a quarter full, and it just wouldn't look good. But if you had a 20,000 seat stadium that maybe had 15,000 people there, 10,000 people there, it'd at least be half full. I mean, better optics.
I would just go back to like, what's the point of like becoming a Birmingham fan? Like I get like, hey, hometown pride and all that, but like at least like with the soccer leagues here, like not one Knox, there is a path to like going up in levels and like becoming a valuable franchise, and like there is a path 15 years from now to being like an MLS team and actually being in a professional league.
God forbid I want to see Javonta Payton continue to play football in a professional manner and still support him in his career, because I appreciated him in his time at Tennessee.
If the UFL is smart, what they should do is they should just affiliate with the NFL and that just be the minor leagues.
Well, yeah, but like they're never going to be able to like play their way into being an NFL team, and the NFL already has a minor league. It's called the Big Ten and SEC.
Yeah,
they kind of already have that to an extent.
That's a good point.
Bubba, send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
It's a huge weekend at Covenant Health Park with your Knoxville Smokies. They're kicking off the weekend and helping the fight against breast cancer. Join us Friday and help us paint the park pink. Saturday, your Smokies pay tribute to one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. And Sunday, we end the week with our day game of the week. First pitch is at 2, and after the game, your kiddos can run the bases. Weekend plans. Check. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
talked about the national people kind of talking about how good of a hire Derek Owings was for Tennessee. It did feel like a lot of national people also came to the conclusion that the NCAA suspending Arion Carter for 2 games was about as dumb of a thing as we've seen in sports over the last handful of years.
I mean, I've had like Ohio State people like in my tweets and stuff like this about that. If that shows you anything.
It seems as if most people would be like, this is really, really dumb. This is really, really dumb. No one necessarily thinks any kid should be punished. If anything, like what I come back to is just punishing a kid that's coming back to school, which should be something that you celebrate. Of like, hey, like this guy could have gone to the NFL, could have maybe fallen through the cracks in the NFL. Who knows what would have happened had he stayed in the draft, right? Like, I don't know if he would have gotten drafted or how highly or, what happens to him. Maybe he ruins his life. I always think back to like Dennis Rogan doing that after his junior year. And like, he was a really good player, but then he went pro too early and then boom, career over. But like that could have happened to Carter. But instead, because of college football being a little bit more progressive than usual, because of them taking some strides, he's allowed to kind of, come back to school and make money. Coming back to school might not have been too unique in the past, but like, hey, making money, enough money to justify staying in school and not going to the NFL and putting his career in jeopardy, his long-term earning potential and all those things. That should be something the NCAA welcomes with open arms. The more good players that come back, the better. The more good players who are playing across the sport, the better. Now, there's limits. I don't think like the Charles Bediako case should be happening, right? Where he's able to go play in the G League and come back. Like, I don't think the college, athletics should really be like embracing him in terms of like, hey, it's just another good player to add here. No. There's got to be some limits. But I don't think what Carter did, anyone would really argue is like in the spirit of like the current rules.
I mean, it's in like NCAA like mission statements and things like that in terms of we are trying to emphasize the well-being and success of student athletes. I don't think that is necessarily doing that for a kid who, had some injury history, the chance to go pro or whatever and said, no, I want to come back to college and develop myself more. You've seen it from Josh Heupel and all these guys talking about how great of a, representation of the program he is and how good of a kid he is and going to come back, going to complete his degree, all these things, make money. And it's just like, no, we're going to actually keep him off the field for 2 games because he repaid a flight.
Well, it's funny because I know that like it wasn't necessarily the NCAA that came to this ruling. I know it wasn't them at all. But like the Brendan Sorsby like mental health argument, you can just make a mental health argument about anything. Like if I'm Carter, like, hey, this is really bumming me out, man. I want to play football. Now I saw some people, including like Russell, saying like, hey, just play him. I don't think it's worth digging in your heels and fighting that hard on this because like we said yesterday, I don't think it's the difference between a win or a loss. And quite frankly, I don't think for Arion Carter, it's the difference between like being an All-American and not being an All-American or being a first-round pick and not being a first-round pick. A 2-game suspension, is what, roughly 16% of the season. Like that sucks. Don't get me wrong. But like, I don't think it's a difference between like, oh, he's about to give any NIL money back. I don't think it's going to cost him anything. And I don't think it would really hurt his earning potential or the team's ability to win these 2 games.
I just kind of find it hilarious that they're like the big thing that they're kind of coming out and saying is, oh, well, it's from an NFL agent, but we're just completely fine with predatory agents that aren't licensed in college or going out there and making just gross amounts of money off of these players and, holding these programs and schools hostage off of money offers. You have people in their own, in a student athlete's family, father, mother, uncle, whatever it is, brother, that are, representing these athletes. But the guy that's actually, an NFL PA agent that Arion Carter signed because he had plans of going to the NFL and then he withdraws from the NFL draft, pays the guy back, does pretty much all the right things that you would think to do, fires the agent too. But no, we're just going to let these like fake college agents just run wild and hold other schools hostage for millions of dollars.
Look, we don't necessarily want parents getting in the mix. Uncles, I don't really have a problem with the uncle. They're close enough.
We've got a good uncle.
Yeah, they're close enough to the family, but a little bit disconnected where they can maybe see things a little bit more clear.
My overarching point was just
no. I know what you're saying.
You
like
know,
the NCAA
agents that aren't actually agents.
Yeah, the NCAA should be happy when the players are actually dealing with real agents. That should not be something you punish them for. It should be like, oh wow, this isn't just some random guy that doesn't really know the law or doesn't really know contracts or doesn't really know this stuff that is charging you 10, 15, 20% of your money. Wow, this is an actual agent that's been vetted and cleared by the NFL. He's probably on the up and up. He probably, is not going to be shady or be doing something to try to hurt the players. You would hope that would be the case at least.
And it's pretty clear to me that like Arian Carter had the right intent as well of like, hey, I had plans of going to the NFL. I'm going to go get an NFL agent. I'm going to try and do the combine and everything. Injuries, come up, and he says, all right, well, I want to go back to college. I'm not going to, continue to get in bed with this NFL agent. I'm going to pay him back the money from this flight. And it just sucks that, he feels like he went through all the right things in the process and still gets punished for it.
Now, I do, obviously I want Carter to play for Tennessee. I want him to be happy. I want him to thrive and be successful. I do go back to, though, just like, man, I don't know if it was this agent or Carter's intel or what, but like I do wonder how that process still happens, because it wasn't like he picked up an injury, in between declaring and then getting his grades back. The injury, he lingered with it all year. I mean, there was talks about him taking shots and numbing his foot to be ready to play. It does make me wonder how and who in his camp was just like, hey, this is a good idea. Those people should be suspended for 2 games because I think it was bad advice. But yeah, it did seem like everyone that talked about this pretty much came back with the same takeaway, which was like, this is really, really dumb. This is the NCAA not only stubbing their toe, it's them putting their foot in a bear trap. Like, why invite more bad publicity? Like, we weren't even thinking about you, dog. I wasn't thinking anything bad about the NCAA at the time. Like, they hadn't really been in the news as far as I was concerned. Whenever something unpopular does happen, like Joey Aguilar getting his, case denied or whatever, like, that's in a law room. I don't really even hold them accountable for that. They're just trying to enforce the rules. Or when Brendan Sorsby gets to sue and gets to be eligible, hey, it's not you making that decision, bro. That's the lawyers. That's the judges. You're all right now, NCAA. You're staying clear. Now, this expanding the tournament seems a little dumb. Not really in favor of that, big bro. But, otherwise, hey, it's fun. And then they remind you, oh, no, we are awful. We are terrible. We're going to do this. We're going to take this guy's, start to his season away. And everyone came and said, wow, this is really dumb. The NCAA is stupid. And then nature, Bubba, healed. Because we're at our best as college sports fans if everyone hates the NCAA. Josh, did you have any dealings with anybody in the NCAA? Did you have to talk with anybody, like when you transferred and stuff? How did that work?
No. I mean, when I got in the portal, you just have to go through your old school. They have to be the ones to put you in, and then you have to get all your medical paperwork from your old school once you choose a new school. But that's more a school-to-school thing than it is with the NCAA. I know some of my teammates got drug tested, but that never happened to me. But that's really the
profiling.
The most I had to deal with the NCAA. It was just some of the portal stuff and then seeing them around for the drug tests. But no, I never really had any run-ins with them.
Was it awkward telling your school that you're entering the transfer portal?
No, because the school almost closed down, and then it did close down a year later.
So they all kind of knew.
I got out at the right time. Now, my head coach, since there's a whole, I'll try to give the most condensed version of this story that I can. I went to a Division III school first at a high school, Birmingham Southern College. It's kind of like the jokes. They offered a ton of people, but I went there, had a great time there. But after our football season ended my freshman year, it got reported that the school was almost out of money because they spent their entire endowment on some buildings that they did not get the return on that they thought. So that turned into, hey, the school's going to shut down in May. And then the school's like, well, we got to try to fight for a loan from the state of Alabama. So they did that. They told us we'd have an answer by the time we got back in January from winter break. That got pushed to February. That got pushed to spring break. That got pushed to Easter. That got pushed to
crazy.
May. And then, so everyone was like, okay, we got to plan for this and start applying to other places. So I got in the portal
So that wasn't awkward then. You just
which
say
was
hotel.
approved. Oh well, it got awkward. Which was approved. My head coach approved everybody getting the portal because like, yeah, you got to go take care of you. But then the school got the money to stay open for an additional year.
But he didn't have a team left.
No, because I had already then gotten offers from Carson Newman and Samford, which are both infinitely better opportunities than where I was, both athletically and academically. So I went in and met with him. Was like, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and he was not happy. He refused to shake my hand. Like, made a couple snarky comments. He was not a happy camper. He was just like, I can't fathom why you would leave after we got this good news. I'm like, dude, because I'm going to go play at a Division I school and actually study sports media, which is a program that you do not have.
Was your head coach, was he like heavily involved in like getting you there in the first place, I would imagine, or no?
He was the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
So he got our head coach from my freshman season left the day that the news came out the school was out of money. And he claimed that had nothing to do with his decision. We did not believe him.
That's called insider trading,
and
brother.
Then our offensive line coach and offensive coordinator got promoted to head coach and was there for a season. But a lot of the good players left, like you said. They went 3-7, coming off a year where they went 7-3. And then the school did end up closing down because they ran out of money and did not get the loan they needed the next spring. So I got out at a good time. And it all worked out for me because, like I said, I got to go play Division I football, do all these things.
You got on one of the life rafts to get off of the Titanic. Good
well,
for
because
you.
I mean, imagine if I had stayed for that whole other year. I mean, my buddies that were still there got blindsided. They found out the school was closing in a month on spring break, so they had already registered for their classes. Like, they were late to apply as transfers, and the school just kind of was like, "Yeah, we're not coming back next year. You all got to figure it out."
I've never really thought of a school closing.
I hadn't either, but since that had happened to me,
a lot in smaller.
Yeah, since that had happened to me, I have seen it pop up so much.
But just like a school, like just being like, "Oh, no, we're shutting the doors down. It's over."
That's what happened with my buddy who played at a place called Cincinnati Christian.
Yeah.
CCU. And they just they were, welcome for 1 year, and then they had like 4 months where they're just like, hey, we don't have any money more for you guys, so sorry. And then
once they run out of money, that's it because they're not bringing in enough on tuition to keep things up.
Can't do a bake sale.
Car wash.
They seem to explore all their options, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I never really went to a small school, really. I mean, I went to a community college for a little bit, but like if that one, I guess I never really cared if that one was going to close down, but it had been open for so long that it seemed all right. And then, of course, like MTSU and Tennessee, pretty big. I didn't really.
Yeah, those are never going to be.
I never really fathomed those going away, but
I mean, that was one heck of an experience. I mean, it was a whirlwind of a freshman year for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy because, like I said, I'd never heard of that happening until it happened.
Do you know if your coach is working anywhere?
He's at a. He actually texted me a couple months ago because he heard I was coaching. He was like, "Dude," that's awesome. So he was just not happy in the moment.
He was probably really frustrated not knowing if he was going to have a job or whatever too. So, that's like, good. You guys have squashed the beef.
I give him a little bit of grace for that. But no, he texted me a month ago whenever he found out that I was coaching. But he's coaching a prep school in Ohio, which is where he's from. And if you don't know what a prep school is like it's between college and high school. So it's for people who like wanted to reclass but maybe couldn't. So they're there for like a year. It's just an in-between year of kind of a gap year, but you still get to play football and get recruited, but not to the level of JUCO ball. It's probably a step below JUCO ball. But he's up there doing that, doing his thing. So,
Bubba, what about your friend that had the rug pulled out from under him? I assume he didn't make it to the NFL.
No.
He could probably tell people that though at the bar, like, "Hey, I was going to make it, but they shut my school down. Politics got me. We ran out of money." RIP to him. Last call on the other side. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Join us for the third annual Fan Run Night at the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th at Covenant Health Park. Come hang out with the Fan Run crew and arrive early to pick up some swag as we watch the Smokies take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas on a Thirsty Thursday, featuring half-price draft beers all night long. It's the third annual Fan Run Night with the Smokies, Thursday, August 13th. Listen to Fan Run Radio for details on how to score free tickets.
Last call here on the program. Sam, you said we got a Nico update?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Nico was, Big Ten media days right now. I guess they're talking to him about the gap between the SEC and the Big Ten. He said the SEC, they're very prideful on being the best league, but definitely the Big Ten has showed them the last couple of years that the tide has shifted. But then he said, I'm not going to say too much. The SEC, they already don't like me.
That's pretty funny. But like I said
at least
earlier,
he's self-aware.
Yeah, at least he acknowledges it.
Like I said earlier, that's the main talking point in college football. Like it just constantly is, and it's tied to the playoff expansion, right? Like it's going to constantly be talked about in that lens too. The SEC trying to force expansion. Greg Sankey getting played into, changing his conference schedule without getting any type of assurances that the SEC is not going to be hurt in the fall. To me, that probably the biggest storyline of the season for me is just like how do SEC teams get treated? 10-2, yeah, I think pretty much all 10-2 teams probably going to be in with a 9-game schedule, right? Like I think if you'd given Vanderbilt one more conference win last year, do they still get left out?
No,
I wouldn't think so.
I think it depends on who that conference win was.
Sure, but I feel like even if it's just anybody versus a loser school that they played, it would be enough to probably get a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Especially because Miami was although Vandy wasn't even thought of really as the first team out, really. They'd had to jump a couple teams.
No, Notre Dame was the first team out.
Yeah, they'd had to jump a couple teams. So maybe that one win wouldn't have been enough last year. I don't know. But, does a 9-3 team make it? That'll be a big discussion because I do think you'll have, a couple of 9-3 SEC teams that probably feel like they deserve to make it.
I think the big one will be if, you take a 9-3 SEC team over a 9-3 Big Ten team. I feel like that's what will cause the biggest controversy.
I can't see that happening.
It comes down to the schedules, though. Of who did both 9-3 teams play? Like if say I don't know Penn State's schedule off the top of my head, but say it's Penn State and their 3 losses are to Ohio State, and then they have 2 losses to like middle tier. Like say they lose the UCLA again, and then they have another mid tier, Big Ten team. And then it's the SEC team where their losses are, say it's Tennessee, and our losses are to Texas, LSU, and A&M, but we beat Alabama.
Yeah, like to me, the only way the 3-loss conversation really happens in like the Big Ten is if like it's Ohio State and they lose at Texas in like a thriller. Like if it's like a really close loss,
and then they lose like Indiana and Michigan.
Yeah.
Like
if they have 3 close losses and one of them's out of conference to obviously like a highly ranked team like Texas, I don't see any future in the 12-game playoff, maybe even the 16-game playoff, where a 3-loss Big Ten team where all 3 losses are in conference make it in, because they just don't have enough quality games. Because you think about losing 3 conference games in the Big Ten, and this isn't even me being an SEC homer, but if you lose 3 conference games in the Big Ten, that means you don't really have any room for any quality wins. You know what I mean? Like even Tennessee, from their standpoint, you talked about us losing to Texas A&M, Alabama, or Texas A&M, Texas, and LSU. It'd be tough for me to really beat the drum that we deserve to get in at 9-3, because our only win at that point would be at Georgia Tech, at South Carolina, and home against Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's enough to like really get you in. So like you take that and you make it a Big Ten team that doesn't even have to play a non-conference power team.
I think the only team in the Big Ten that could maybe get in with 3 conference losses is USC, because they got to play Oregon, Washington, Penn State, Ohio State, and Indiana.
Okay, sure. And that's all in the conference schedule?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's our non-conference?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Louisiana, Lafayette, Fresno State, San Jose State.
And they play who in conference again? Who are the 5 best?
Their 5 best are Oregon, Washington.
Tell me. Okay, so those are both at home? Okay.
At Penn State, Ohio State, at Indiana.
Okay. You say at Penn State. Are we back as a college football family and like looking at that as like a big quality game?
Because it's a big game. That's going to be the Penn State whiteout, is from what I can gather. And even if you just take Iowa State's team,
Big Matt Campbell,
they just sucked, and they have a new coach. Like I just didn't know if we're giving that the same rub, because it feels.
I would. I mean, Matt Campbell he brought over all of Iowa State's good players, and Iowa State, typically under Matt Campbell was a pretty solid team.
Solid, but not like great, and like solid in the Big 12. Like Iowa State was thought of as like the 3rd, 4th, 5th best team in the Big 12. I feel like, which I'm not poo-pooing that. I know Matt Campbell's a good coach, and I think he'll win at Penn State.
He got some other transfers that weren't Iowa State because of the pull that he had and the Penn State brand.
I think he'll win enough at Penn State for that to be a success, at least like not a huge like Wisconsin type of failure. I don't know if he'll win enough for it not to be a success to move on from James Franklin, especially if he starts winning at Virginia Tech. I think there'd be a lot of Penn State fans that's like, hey, I know he was kind of annoying. I know he was kind of a jerk, but like James Franklin did pretty much win 10 games every year, except that one year we fired him. Maybe we should have had a little bit more patience. I'm not sure if Campbell win enough to make those conversations irrelevant, but I just don't know if I look at that right now in the preseason for 2026 and view that as like a big quality game for USC. Like they damn sure better win that game. But they damn sure better find like a win there, because I don't think they get any type of reprieve for losing that one. Bubba, what do we miss so far today?
Big news.
Big news.
Pub subs. $5.
A $3.99 pub sub. Okay, so they have 3 offerings. Do you know what they're offering? I haven't seen anything other than the Italian, and I don't really like Italians. Subs, not people. Plenty of Italian people I love.
Good clarification.
Yeah.
Italian, turkey, and ultimate subs, $3.99 each.
Okay.
So no chicken tender.
No, imagine you're not gonna get the chicken tender or half sub.
I mean, I'll take an Italian sub for that price. To be honest with you,
the half sub. Is the half sub gonna fill you
weird
up,
situation
though?
Brewing up in Columbus.
A half sub. If you go there and get a half sub for $3.99, chips and a drink, I mean, you're still looking at like probably $7. I don't know if that'll be enough to fill me up though.
So the Columbus Blue Jackets have decided to switch their radio broadcast to just like the same broadcast as the radio or like TV.
Really?
Which is upsetting a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
No, broadcast for TV and radio is completely different.
Yeah. Radio, you have to acknowledge that they don't have eyes.
Yeah, you got to be more descriptive.
Yeah.
So a lot of up and arms about that.
Now, it will be enough to tell you, like, if there's a penalty or, a goal or like, just missed. But, like, it's not the same thing at all.
Or all this means is that now the TV guys are just going to be talking nonstop to try to fill in any gap.
Yeah, I think you might lose on both ends there. I would imagine, though, Bubba, that they prioritize the TV and just say, hey, keep doing TV the way you're doing it.
We have Taysom Hill retiring.
Okay. I saw they sent him a whole big farewell.
Did he retire or did he just leave the Saints?
Yeah.
I thought he just was a free agent and left the Saints.
I think that's what I saw too, Bubba. But I don't know if he'll get picked up anywhere else. But
somebody can use him. He's a gadget player.
I saw they sent him away. He's a gadget player that's not that fast anymore, though. He's like the age is kind of caught up to him.
How old is he now?
I mean, he was old when he came in the NFL.
35 years old.
Is he actually 35?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, then be done.
Yeah, I would imagine he's done. I was going to guess like 32.
I haven't thought about Taysom Hill for like 4 years in the NFL.
Yeah. There's always that week, like week 12, week 13, when you desperately need a tight end. You're like, can I put Taysom Hill in here?
And then you start him, and he puts up half a point.
Yeah,
and you're like, God.
But it happens every fantasy football year. You're like, can I stream Taysom Hill? Can I get by this week? Will he get one goal line carry, please? Will he throw a gadget touchdown? And nope, never happens. You're like, why did I start Taysom Hill?
And then bad news for Vols fans and Panthers fans.
Oh, okay.
Chris Brazzell.
Yeah, but avoided catastrophe.
Avoided just the LCL.
Avoided a torn ACL. I think I saw 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
That is what they are.
8 weeks from now, right? Not 8 weeks in the NFL season, just
Correct.
an 8-week recovery.
Correct.
So there's a chance he could be some reinforcements, halfway through the season, get up to speed, get acclimated, and get to play. So, not great for Brazzell, but could have been a lot worse.
We also haven't hit on this either. Vols basketball is going to play at Duke.
Yep.
Preseason exhibition game.
Yep. I don't really
game
have huge thoughts about the exhibition announcement other than hey, it's a nice return trip.
It'll be fun. It'll be worth it. I mean, you get to see good comp.
You put Duke, you played Duke last year in Knoxville. They put it on national TV, so I imagine this will be the same thing. I don't imagine, even with an exhibition, there'll be a lot of Tennessee fans able to snatch up tickets to go to that. Maybe a little bit more accessible than a regular season game, of course, but I don't know how much more accessible.
I remember there was a decent amount of Duke fans at our game here.
Well, yeah, but that's our stadiums.
That is true.
Our arena's
Double
10.
the size.
Yeah, no, not double. 10 times as big. Basically, don't they only seat 10? I think they only seat 2,000 people there, right? And we seat 20. No.
They
4,000 maybe. It's not much more than that, is it?
I feel like 10 times is kind of a stretch.
I think it's 10.
9,300.
Yeah,
maybe only 2,000 student tickets in. I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that's what it
maybe
is.
only you only get access to buy 2,000 tickets or something with 2,000.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, is this exhibition appointment television for you guys?
I'll watch it, but I imagine it's going to be on an NFL Sunday.
You try to do a gotcha moment. Yeah, we're going to be watching it.
Yeah, I tried.
It'll be an NFL Sunday, so I'll probably have it DVR'd and watch. Depends on how
Well, last year it was on a Sunday night or Sunday.
It was during the Sunday NFL slate. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was
maybe
the 4 o'clock games.
Yeah, the evening games. Yeah.
So as long as the Titans aren't playing,
I thought it was only 2,000 people in there. 9,000.
It's bigger than you think,
gym, brother.
Well, I thought they kind of were a high school gym. They're right on top of it. Look at the students. There's no room. 9,000 actually legitimately kind of shocks me. 2,000, okay, maybe that's low. But I was expecting you to say 6. Not 9,000. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.